smoked up. DY positions himself to be able to break that smoke and try and get some sort of disable. GH throws out the Fissure. Fade's sitting on the side here. Look for that RP as he's going to be able to jump in.
What an RP!
GH goes in with the Echo Slam, but it's the RP that makes the care of this fight. Sabo comes in, but Tumbleman pops the BKB. Now the Stone Gate is going down as well. Even with such a good RP, it seems like Paparazzi's falling in with the Scotty on top of him. He's trying to get a kill on Tumbleman as much as possible. They get the Roshan, they get the edges, they kill Yang as well. Team Liquid, they win the fight. Now they look for more. Ori shows himself. Team Liquid gonna try and pursue a little bit here, but I think they're very happy with the way that engagement went.
I'm not even sure how that happened. That looked like that was going to be the best RP that we've seen all tournament.
It's the BKB from Tumbleman. Like, they just didn't have enough. The boat came in a little bit too late. They got up both Stone Gaze and BKB on the Razor. And then at that point, Vici Gaming were just not able to fight. PA gets drained out of all her attack damage. You don't get the chain stun you needed on the Razor to burst him down.
Yeah, good decision though by Liquid. I think they had to take that fight. If you don't take that fight, you give up Aegis Cheese, you probably just lose. And Vici was in that weird position where they got Roshan low enough, where they feel like they have to stick around that area, and there's no disengage at that point.
And now, like, how about the other side of things? Does Vici Gaming wait out 4 minutes of an Aegis? I mean, that could be a damage item on the Medusas. We're going to see that fight one more time.
So Fade gets the angle, hits 3, but GH solo RPs, stops the PA, who does jump in but gets bored instantly.
They're going to head back into the game here as Yang tries to go for the teleport out, but a Fissure stops him. 11K, now cut down to 7.
And it's this next item that's going to change things a lot for Liquid, is the MKB.
Yeah. I mean, just the levels, right? Level 20 Medusa, that's a massive pickup.
For Vici, things are getting a little bit worrisome. Not the kind of position that they wanted to get into.
Yeah. Stone Gaze duration. If they actually get out the Stone Gaze,
Vici DY's so dead.
Right into it. DY's going to be clipped ever so barely by Tumbleman. Thought he could go for the DBF, but GH is always there with the Fissure.
And this is how you chip leads, bit by bit. They're not giving Vici time to just breathe and recover, but I think this might be a conscious effort by Vici too. I think they're under the assumption that they can't fight into the Aegis Dusa, which is more than correct, let me tell you. If you don't think you can fight into the Aegis Dusa, don't even bother, just buy time. Dusa's also now got an MKB.
Now are you thinking about your next power spike, which is the PA level 25?
Yes.
That also means we're going to get the Medusa to level 25, very likely, unless the PA gets caught here. There's going to be a massive tail. The Echo Slam, throw down all the stuns. Echo Slam, Primal Roar, everything they have, because if the PA is gone, what damage does Vici Gaming have?
And now you have 2 minutes.
Cutting the creep wave.
Oh, this is really smart. And he's just going to try to go for the ward too.
That'll save the tier 2 for now. But as the creep wave returns,
if you're Liquid, would you continue to go for this?
I would be tempted for sure. If I can get a buyback out of that PA, it would be massive. But at the same time, much like playing into a Disruptor, it's going to be tough to be able to back out against this Kunkka, who's working on this bottom tier 3 right now. Miracle forced to pop his Manta to get rid of that Lion Siphon.
And Liquid now notices what's going on, but it doesn't look like they have any interest in going back. And Ori's just thinking to himself, I can't defend this anyways, so I'll just continue to hit this up.
Oh no! Curl already TP'd over. They do have, I guess, BKB. There's nothing to stop that here. So they got the tier 3 down. Shrines are now open. Liquid's not in a position to take them just yet, but it is a big win.
Not that bad for Vici though. Like the fact that they didn't get Rax there in a position where they didn't have to force out PA to do anything.
Yeah, they didn't lose their buyback. They didn't lose the lane of Rax.
Yeah, and they survived the Aegis.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite huge, because I think the Dusa was in prime position. If Kunkka's not hitting your bottom Rax, or bottom tier 3 tower there, they probably just go high ground and take a free set.
Yeah. Oh man, with the Solar Crest, you put that on the Medusa, she already has the Beastmaster aura going on. You gave her even more attack speed.
That damage is no longer going to be something that you can just ignore the whim and go for other heroes.
Oh, I'm so glad we got a game number 3 now. Just the type of game that we see now, with Vici having such a big lead, Liquid having to chip it away. Vici, I mean, they're still above 50%. And as long as their mentality is such, I think they're in an okay spot. Because it always feels really bad blowing that big of a lead.
Yeah.
Because you're telling yourself, like, oh, now we're losing. If you're not growing your lead, you feel like you're losing your lead. But that's part of Dota 2, where you have to be able to reset yourself and say, like, okay, things are still all right. If you're on the side of Vici, you just remember what happened in the last game, where Liquid was also able to recover. Vici's in a similar position. It's a little bit worse because they have to play against that Dusa.
Yeah.
But not all hope is lost. Still a pretty coin-flippy game.
Trying to fall here in the top lane. Solar Crest on both sides, it seems. Yang's going to pick one up as well. And AC for the Kunkka doesn't have like a ton of damage himself, though. And that's where it seems like Liquid can just all in on killing the PA when possible.
Yeah, he needs... I think he needs... That's a really good point. I think he needs a really big damage item right now. Because what's happening is, in all these fights, Paparazzi just kind of gets corralled. They 1v4 him, and there's no incentive to go on anybody else. They won that fight with a 3-man RP and GH just solo echoing the PA.
Yeah.
Because they understand that if Paparazzi gets low, he gets forced into a position where his BKB is largely defensive. Like, he's spending that entire time just walking himself back, trying to find blink targets to get out.
That 3-man RP looks a lot different if PA can actually blink strike and just start cleaving people down with that empower.
Yeah, he needed to hit... So they're going to go for the smoke. Vici, they want to try to recover this game back. They really don't want to go super late against this Dusa. I mean, they forced her into a buyback position as Miracle's going to hold the high ground with the cheese.
On the high ground with that extra cheese. That's going to be tough to fight into. They immediately hex him up. BKB activated. Then with the Fisher down, the bow coming out as well. They're actually doing a lot of damage.
Now the RP goes down as well, but it's still not dead, and they drained away so much damage away from Paparazzi. He realizes he's hitting like a kitten. He can't take this anymore, so he's going to try and run away, but all of Liquid just stick to him like glue. Paparazzi tries to blink straight away. Liquid, the Fisher, no! They need to go chase him down. JH knocks him down. Hits him with an enchant totem, takes out the Lion as well. No buyback available for the PA or for the Lion. A 5 versus 3, Team Liquid head straight down mid. Look for their very first lane of barracks.
They almost had him, but the cheese pop at the last second completely turns that around, and the Fissure just made it
look at
impossible.
that, they're going straight
for
for the tier 4s. They say if you don't have buyback, you can't stop us. And the Kunkka doesn't have the damage to be able to put up here, Team Liquid. They've managed to hold for so long. The boat's going to come out onto Kuro here. They're going to try and deal with some of these supports really quickly. Or he gets a good swing out. That's going to be enough to kill Kuro, but he can't give too much damage to Matama Man.
The throne is all that matters here
as well. The throne is getting low. Good skewer back from Fade, but still Miracle's laning into that throne. A great torrent, but Matama Man dropped a little bit low. They're going to focus on GH now. They should be able to take him out, but still, the throne, a quarter HP. Matama Man pops his BKB, and Miracle's just trying to focus down. The Primal Roll goes down as well. He bounces back into the Beastmaster, but still, the throne is only at 400 HP. Torrent goes down, and the Deuce is so low, they're trying to get it. Mind control swinging, it's dead! Team Liquid will take game 3! They take down major winners Vici Gaming and move on in the lower bracket.
I mean, it's saying on my screen that Vici's still ahead in gold, and they lost this game.
Unbelievable comeback from Team Liquid. Blitz, we talked about the narrative. The narrative of this series. Team Liquid are former TI champs, yes. But the results this DPC system does not say they're a top tier team here in the lower bracket by being able to move on and take down major winners in Vici Gaming. Team Liquid show that they've got something going here.
Yeah, it's one series at a time. I mean, even throughout this tournament, this is probably the best that we've seen them. They look largely mediocre leading up to this. I saw a lot of criticism towards their drafts. Can they win without their Brood? Can they be a little bit more unconventional? They pick the Beastmaster, which we haven't seen very often. They go back to a little bit of an old classic and able to hold on. I really felt like Vici had that game, though.
Vici Gaming, I mean, for them, they're looking at it. They played aggressive. They played to win.
They forced the buyback.
Backfiring on them.
Yeah, they forced the buyback on the Dusa. They had Aegis. They were hitting tier 3 tower. Everything looked pretty much pitch perfect for them until it didn't.
And in turn, I mean, Team Liquid, they play to win. They just march down, hit tier 4s. Crazy game 3 here. Liquid will be moving on 2-1 against Vici Gaming. What an incredible series. We're going to be heading to the upper bracket next, but now we need to recap that great series between Liquid and Vici. Thank you so much, Capitalist and Blitz. Fantastic commentating, gentlemen. Really appreciated it. But man, my heart is still pumping. I feel like I just watched the grand finals. What an incredible series.
This Liquid team is absolutely insane. Like, they don't. The funny thing is, in some ways they play like TI champions, in other ways they don't at all. Like the fact they're so gritty and they look like the underdogs. Like game after game, it's like, okay, Liquid's not had the best year. You know, they're playing from 5-10K gold behind. They're the underdogs, and they somehow make it work. It's this crasy dark horse story.
That game was crazy. I mean, they were 12K down versus a Mag PA. And then Matu is a bottom 5 net worth Razor who gets, I think, 4 full duration links on Paparazzi, 4 fights in a row. And that is, I mean, Paparazzi just had no damage in several fights. And when he goes for high ground in that one fight, he has Aegis, but he got full drained. Yeah. And he kept trying to run at it. His team tried to run in to help him. GH gets a clutch 3-man echo in the backlines. That was, it definitely seemed like some weird like plays coming out from Vici, but GH definitely comes in clutch in 2 different situations. Around the Roach Pit when he messes up the combo coming out from the Kunkka and the Magnus, and then in that base. I mean, Ori played his heart out this game as Kunkka.
Yeah, there's just, I mean, Ori did everything he could. I loved his itemization. The other items are, where's your 4-stuff? You're playing against this Razor. You talk about all these full duration static links. Not a single 4-stuff. Yang, all these great, helpful utility items. You know what's more helpful? A 4-stuff. Help your PA out. I don't think Paparazzi played the fights particularly well with some of his positioning and how he engaged, but it's always tough playing against this Razor. You can't kill him with those items that Matu's got. He's just running in stack link. Somebody needs to help break that link. The Lotus Orb idea to kind of reflect it so you don't lose damage, it's too unreliable. Didn't work. Vici Gaming, I mean, they played their hearts out. It just wasn't enough because Liquid just had some magic going.
I mean, we praised Vici Gaming in one of the earlier games, I believe game 1, when they took their time. They were winning very well, and they, well, before we get into that, let's just talk about GH, our MVP of that game. Can you let this guy get an Earthshaker? It just seems like it's unbeatable.
He struggled the first game with the Shaker, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The first one was, but this one, he absolutely delivered. In the clutch moments, that's the important thing. It's like, sure, maybe in the laning phase, he didn't really have the best impact, but then in the moments that mattered, he got that 3-man echo inside the base, then he got that, even I think it was even like a 1-man or 2-man echo in the Roche Pit, but that's what mattered because he interrupted the combo of his team getting burst down so they could get their BKBs and turn the entire game and rip it open.
Right. So, real quick, as we were saying before, we were praising Vici for being very far ahead, but being careful about that uphill push. This game, did we see the same thing? It seemed like Paparazzi was really going for blood and might have had some problems for later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the base dive, I'm sure RTK is going to have a lot of words with him about that one, breaking the line. We always talk about when you have like this big lead, especially when you have a hero like Magnus that can just fish for people to pull them out.
Right.
You want to just like, you go for that siege, but they went for the deep place, and they got punished.
Absolutely. Do you think things would have changed if that didn't happen? Were they that far ahead that Liquid just couldn't have come back?
The thing is, you're playing ahead, you take the tier 3 tower, you can take the shrines. You don't need to play for the win. You play to get further ahead. And they could have just incrementally gotten more and more farm, ramped up. Nature's Prophet maybe could have started to scale more as a core. They could have itemized a bit differently, and it would have been a very different game. If they played it like that game 1 where they kind of slow rolled it, didn't rush things, let the game drag to a slow win. I think they were a little bit afraid because they knew the Deuce was on the other side, but Deuce was the only one getting good farm. They didn't have to rush that game.
Absolutely. You know, we were asking questions when we saw that Razor come out. We saw the Magnus get picked first. We said, Razor, is that a good answer to what is going to be that Magnus combo? It really did work out.
It was awesome. Yeah. I mean, we said it, right? Matamba Man was bottom 5 net worth in the team fights when they started turning around just because he got literally full duration links. He got a 3 224 links and a 280 link at the end.
Right, but was that just their bad itemization, or was that the plan the whole time?
That was the idea behind the Razor pick, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
They see this Magnus PA coming their way, they get a Razor to answer it, and they know the thing with Magnus PA, and I think partly why they put the Magnus as a 4 is because they know the PA is going to be limited in how much damage he can do. This static link, he's always the target.
Absolutely. Well, we have talked a lot about this team. It's about time that we talk to this team directly. Out on stage is our girl, Artifact Toki, and Team Liquid. Let's check it out.
Thank you, Jake. And I'm here with Kuroki from Team Liquid. Congratulations on the win and advancing to the next round.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So that was a very intense series and a super intense last game. What happened?
I mean, we saw hopefully a good game, so we saw what happened there. There was a lot of mind games in the draft going on because we practiced VG quite a bit, and it could have went either way, and yeah.
What happened to your hand there?
I just smashed the table to hype my team a little bit.
Wow, that's a good captain. 我说一下，他刚刚提到他们其实跟 VG 训练的非常多，然后在 BP 当中也是斗勇斗智的。You mentioned that you're an old team. I mean, Liquid's an old team, and everybody just counters what you do. Do you feel like VG kind of countered you in that series, or you just played better? Like, what is it?
I mean, this specific series, VG and us are, like, we know each other pretty good, I would say. So the teams, they need more experience, and that's pretty much it.
What do you think of Liquid's chances? Are you confident?
Yeah, I am.
Great. 我问了一下他们对这次比赛的队伍，接下来他说所有的队伍都有机会夺冠，只是之前有些队伍缺点经验，包括今天被淘汰的 VP 也是非常非常强的队伍。Well, thank you very much, Coral, and good luck next round.
Thank you very much.
我们稍后还有更精彩的比赛，不要走开。Back to you, Jake.
Helen, thank you so much. Artifact Toki, we're still there, boy. But anyway, amazing interview there, and Kuro, whew, you can feel the excitement there. He punched the table, man. The guy looks like a Shaolin monk. Whatever got hit by him, I'm surprised it's still standing.
And we saw at the start of the Game 3 draft where he was like hyping up his team. Normally, Kuro's the guy who's just deadpan, not showing much emotion.
Yeah.
Very serious in that booth. Different Kuro coming out.
Indeed. Well, they can't take that away from Team Liquid. We were talking so much about Vici Gaming, and I wouldn't say that they robbed that series at all. They faced Vici at their best. PA, Magnus, their most comfort heroes, and they took them on. I mean, just, an incredible series. Now the question is, can anyone beat Liquid? I was saying before this, Vici beat LGD, which was amazing. Vici's been dominating. Now Liquid's back. Who's their biggest competition?
Probably some of those teams in the upper bracket. Yeah. They're in the upper bracket for a reason, Slacks.
I'm just hyped. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I mean, these are the hype games because they're that much tenser because elimination is on the line. So this is where, the boys are separated from the men. But upper bracket teams, they're there with those extra lives. These teams fell down because they faltered. But you lose, you lose and you learn from it. And that's what we've seen from Liquid.
Absolutely. And this is just the start of this incredible day. I mean, we've gone through two amazing series, and we still have more to come. We have EG versus NIP coming up. I mean, how much better can it get? Oh,
it can. It can. The next one is Secret OG as well.
Oh
my God, this is going to be great. Prepare your chat wheels, everybody.
I am not going anywhere, but do have some information for those of you in the audience right now. We do have a signing session with Team Liquid. So I would go out there in 1 hour's time. They will be ready to sign your stuff. And if you're not here, go ahead and send all of the questions that you have for them over to Fogg's Twitter. He will answer every single one. We're going to send Fogged for you over there. Don't follow him, though. This is not a sellout segment. This is purely for business. Whatever you do, do not
I'll answer. I will.
Yeah, that's great. But anyway, all right, we got a lot going on for the rest of the day. Upper bracket, 2 of maybe the most exciting matches, even though we've already seen 2 amazing matches so far. Gentlemen, any final words before we throw over to the uppers?
And this is what Dota's all about, these kind of days at the major, the 4 best-of-3s we have today. It's such a great teaser for what TI has. I was going to get to sit back and enjoy the last 2 series.
Oh, yeah, we're just going to sit back and watch and enjoy the Seb spam.
Oh,
that is definitely going to be coming. I hope you all prepare to either raise your volume if you really enjoy it, or maybe you're not one of those that really enjoy it too much. But I know I do. So.
If you're a Dota fan, you probably enjoy it. Come on now. All right, boys, we are done for the day. We are going to shoot it over to Sheever. New hosts, new panel, new casters, same old Dota, and it's getting even better. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys shortly, right after a short break. they want to dive this tower, they are going to do so, but the healing sound goes up from GH.
Oh no, Paparazzi's going to die. You needed the mind control.
They just don't stop.
Got both
and
this
there's
time.
no TPs coming in. This time around, they do have the extra bit of boat damage. Miracle is made much squishier because of that. Even DY still have a response, and that response is going to be Matumba Man. They do manage to get the Fisher onto Ori. Matumba Man will run down the captain. Miracle's still in trouble, though, but they're controlling up Yang long enough that Miracle will be able to get to vengeance. DY may be the one gone on here. Matumba Man's getting
They've got RP on it too, though. Power goes out, trying to control the PA, but the damage is already done. They've lost their core. Matumba Man.
They got mind control,
too.
Going to be Chiguro dead. Beast Pass is going to follow as well. This is the fast pace.
Kind of walked himself in this.
He's going to get the RP on. Beautiful RP onto the Medusa. The official's going to be able to stall up. They chain stun him with the boat as well. Now he's out of mana. No Stone Gates available. No saving grace for Team Liquid. They're going to catch Matumba Man as well. Pull him back in with the X-Factor. Okay. And he's going to try and finish
just
off
going in
Matumba Man
anyways.
with the Primal Roar. Not going to happen. He just ends up going down to
big
the
RP.
Final Slam though. Lucky down 3. Now with the Showcase follow-up. Team Liquid. What a big turnaround by them. All at the back of GH. Yang, he's going to sprout. Try and go for the teleport out while Paparazzi's still okay to be able to fight. Yang is stopped. His teleport's not available, but they're going to try and go for mind control here, but they're being kited non-stop. And Matumba Man's now back in GH with the beautiful Fisher into the... Go for the throw. Do manage to get the RP, but it's only out to Jakiro. That's not what they wanted. Oh, the Echo Flame wins! Oh no! GH is going to be burst down as smoke comes in, or he just needs a couple more swings. He's going to pop the BKB to ensure it. Meanwhile, Paparazzi's in the middle of this, but he's already had all of his damage drained away by Matumba Man. Another blink is up, gets a little bit farther away, but they just keep on chasing. Beautiful Sprout. Yang, what? Bates hitting on the side here. Look for that RP as he's going to be able to do it.
What an RP!
JH goes in with the Echo Slam, but it's the RP that makes it good. This fight, Sabo comes in, but Matumba Man pops the BKB. Now the Soke is going down as well. Even with such a good RP, it seems like Paparazzi's falling here with the Scotty on top of him. He's trying to get the kill on Matumba Man. So it's possible they get the Roshan, they get the edges, they kill Yang as well. Team Liquid. Very likely, unless the PA gets caught here, there's going to be a massive tail. The Echo Slam, throw down all the stuns. Echo Slam, Primal Roar, everything they have away, but all Liquid just stick to him like glue. Paparazzi tries to blink straight away. Liquid, the Fisher, no! They didn't even chase him down. GH knocks him down. Hits him with an enchant tone, takes out the Lion as well. 400 HP, Tori goes down. The Medusa's so low, they're trying to get it. Mind control, swinging, it's dead. Team Liquid, swinging, it's dead. Team Liquid will take game 3. Mind control, swinging, it's dead. Team Liquid will take game. They take down major winners, VG Gaming.
Vinci's still ahead in gold. And they lost.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to welcome you to Disneyland Paris, home of the Disneyland MDL Paris Major. And we've got some beautiful sights for you guys to see around here, but I'm going to show you all the sights and sounds and Dota in just a little bit. Let's take a look around. Now I know what you're thinking. Isn't it incredible that Disney and Dota have met to make a tournament together? It's pretty cool. Well, would it surprise you if I told you it happened once before? You see, back in 2010, the Esports World Convention did happen here for Dota 1 at this very hotel, the Disney Newport Club. And there's some players that were there that are here today. Let's go ahead and check it out and catch up with those players and see what they think of what's changed. The MDL Disneyland Paris Major is a pretty big event, and of course we need a big place to hold that event. So I welcome you to the Disneyland Newport Bay Hotel, the biggest hotel in all of France. Used to be the biggest in Europe, with over 1,092 rooms in this bad boy. It has 5,000 guests a day. It holds over 100 events per year. But I'm not here to talk to you about those events. I'm here to talk to you about the Dota 2. So let's talk about this hotel and the history it has with our fair game. Now, 9 years ago, in this very building, the Esports World Convention took place. There were over 10 different games representative, Dota 1 being one of them, and they were fighting for a little bit over $200,000 between all 10 games. Today, 9 years later, these teams are fighting just Dota 2 for $1 million. It's incredible what almost a decade of esports can do, but it's not just a new thing for Disney and Dota. For Mars, it's also pretty interesting. This is one of their first events that they've done outside of China, and the first time they've had French, English, and Chinese broadcasting. But I brought you to a very special little room that I'd like to share a very magical piece of history with. Now, as you can see, this is a normal catering room. It's where we come to eat and hang out during the group stage. Look, there's the English talent. Isn't that exciting? Oh, look at how happy they are. I dislike every single one of them, but that's besides the point. What's important to say is that here, where we're standing, is where the entire tournament took place. Dota 1, those pros, the entirety happened in our catering room. Yes, 9 years, it's been a long time. A lot has changed. Let's go see what things look like in the hotel now and catch up to some of those players that were there long ago. So, Puppy, I heard you've been here before. Is that correct?
I've been here before.
Do you remember the tournament?
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. What was it called? What was the experience like?
It was ESWC 2010, if I remember correctly.
That's right. Who are you here with? What team?
I was here with a bunch of dudes. We were a mixed team. I was here with Aizen, Korok. I don't know if I had like Demon on my team or Fear. It was a cool mixed team.
Well, how much were you playing for? What was the prize? Do you remember?
First place $10K.
Hey!
Yeah, third place maybe 3.5 or something like that.
Have times changed that much, you know? First place here is $1 million, I believe.
Yeah. That tournament was legendary. Legendary eHome came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I also remember my last game. It was really bad.
Why?
Because we screwed up a tri-lane, and I think if we win that game, we go further.
You actually remember this after like 9 years, dude?
Yes.
What hero were you playing?
I think I was playing Pugna.
Dang.
But we had a Witch Doctor Venge Pugna tri-lane. We should have beaten
How
it
do you actually remember
against
this?
Crystal Maiden, Earthshaker, Shadow Fiend, Baby Knight, Mania, and I don't know if Push Street was the player or Male.
Jeez, that's
Well,
terrifying. Oh, hello.
It was MIM.
Thank you for... What is this? Get out of here.
What
We're
are
doing
you
an
doing?
official interview.
Official, man.
So tell me a little bit about, what's changed since then. How, you're back at this hotel, back at this location. What's different from now and then?
Nothing.
No, same puppy, same place?
Same puppy, same place, same Dota game.
Wow, what a review. Let's check in with somebody else and see what they think about that long time ago. So there's a lot of places for players to hang out and relax, like the captain's quarters here. Well, sometimes we see some pros around. Oh, whoa, would you look at that? It's Kuro, TI winner and Liquid player, and man that was at the Esports World Convention 9 years ago. So good to see you, sir. What an incredible coincidence that you're mic'd up and sitting here ready for an interview. So, Kuro, you were here during the Esports World Convention 9 years ago, right?
Yeah.
In this very hotel.
Not sure.
Yes, you were. I did the research. You absolutely
I
were.
think I wasn't, but okay.
You were, yeah. But tell me about that tournament. Do you remember anything about those Dota 1 days?
Yeah. I mean, I remember the tournaments and the time being here. Yeah.
That's about it. So how has life changed since Dota 1 to Dota 2 9 years later? Is anything really different for Kuro?
I mean, everything changed for me. I fulfilled my dreams. And I just grew older, I guess.
Yeah? Older and wiser?
I hope so.
So what do you think about this tournament in comparison? Is this one a little bigger, better, worse than the 9 years ago tournament?
It's like one of these trick questions, you know.
Well, we're obviously doing it for the show, so you're supposed to say it's better.
Yeah, it's better.
Carol, give me a real fee. Come on.
It's very different. The other tournament, the ESWC, was like a multi-game tournament.
Yeah.
It was like Warcraft. I met Warcraft pros that I adored because I watched esports before I went into Dota. I watched the Warcraft players. And like Grubby, I met Grubby there. I watched him. I was very young. I was 10 years old. I watched him playing. And this is just focused on Dota 2.
Sure.
So that's the main difference, and obviously like things have gotten bigger and more professional, and I have to do interviews like this now.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you ever think that Dota 2 would be this big back in your Dota 1 days?
To be honest, yeah, all the old school pros, one of the reasons that we kept playing, we loved the game, but we knew this game has so much potential, and a lot of people love the game that it's just bound to happen. That's how a lot of us felt.
Wow.
And Valve just did it. Like they really did it.
We don't have to sell out for Valve. That's okay.
Too late, man.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Well, anyway, it's a pleasure to have you being the hero to the young 10-year-olds now that are looking up to you. So good on you, Kuro. It's a great choice, Kuro, and thank you for your time. Now, we've shown you where we've been staying for the group stage. We showed you the hotel, but I know why you're really here. A little bit of that Disney magic. Well, don't you worry, because we're going to get the talent, the players, and maybe a couple fans to show you around Disneyland Paris Park and show you some of that Dota Disney magic. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Observing is something where I felt like I would actually push the whole craft forwards. I could give people something that they would enjoy.
A whole new world of Dota 2 is upon us as we move from a lower bracket to upper bracket. That is right. We've got 2 blockbusters of the series for you guys this afternoon with later on EG versus Ninjas in Pajamas. But first, it's going to be Secret versus OG here at the MDL Disneyland Paris Major. I'm Shiva. I'll be your host for that, and I am joined by Grant and Kyle. Gentlemen, I can't believe what a day of Dota 2 we are having already. We're being spoiled early on with the first 2. And it's only going to get better, Kyle.
I hope so.
I assume so.
I waited for a long time to watch these games, so if the first shift got everything good, I'll be very upset.
I think a lot of people will be upset if the next 2 series are not going to be good. There's a lot of hype to live off to.
There definitely is, especially after that the Liquid game, right? Like, I think everyone just kind of counted him down and out after that PA got super farmed, and then GH kind of did some GH things, and
Dude,
here we go, they move on.
I thought they were dead in the water in game 2, let alone number 3. I thought that Brood would never work out, and then somehow it did.
Yeah, and then that VP losing already, I mean, they looked rough, right? They got 2-0'd by OG in the upper bracket, who were about to see. They 2-0'd him in a 23-minute and a 20-minute game. So either OG is looking super good or VP's kind of already on their TI path.
The TI form.
Yeah.
That was my line.
Oh, well, sorry.
Unbelievable. Upper bracket, however. Secret OG. I heard the crowd chanting OG. Definitely going to be fan favorites here. Don't know why. I don't know if they've done anything really special recently.
Winning TI is just a little... And also the fact that they actually have a French guy in their team.
That's
does
probably
help.
a benefit.
With the battle pass yell and everything. Makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, it makes it easy to cheer for sure.
I think, but going into that match, I think Secret OG... I feel it's going to be a 2-0. I hate to say, but I think it's going to be a 2-0 either way. Either OG is like this 20-minute, we just destroyed VP, or Secret's like, well, who cares? We're the best team in the world. Like, we're going to really know what, I think, not Secret, but what OG's made of here with that.
I think something we've seen, and something I want to stress, is like the difference between strategy and tactics. Strategy being like your overarching plan, right? Tactics are your movements, the 5-minute, 10-minute catapult rotation, when you smoke, where you ward, these little micro movements in a game. I think Secret's going to have the better tactics. And if OG wants to win, they're going to need a better strategy. And so far, I've only really been impressed by stuff that I've seen them do already.
I do believe that one of you two, anyway, was of the opinion that OG, when coming into a series, is one of the better teams in terms of preparation and strategies.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you.
You would never have said something like that.
Yeah, I'm not that smart.
Well, in that case, OG has had some time to prepare for this match. They knew they were going to face Secret. They surely are going to come with something that is going to blow us off our socks.
Yeah, we'll see if it's I hope it's not the no-tail ABBA, because
Hold up. Blow us off our socks?
That's a saying.
I think it's
blow our socks off. How do you blow us off our socks? What would that even do? We're just like standing. Our ankles are just stuck in our shoes. That's pretty gruesome.
I mean, I'm not wearing socks, so
well, there you go.
Man, I'm looking at look at that courier kills. Holy smokes! I did not realize. Is OG like the only team really going for those? Because that is a big number compared to the other side.
OG has also played more games, but
that's true.
And it says total Roshan kills rather than average.
Yeah, they just have more games.
And I think the average camp stack, though, that's the big one that stands out to me, right? OG, we already saw them. We saw them play the Mag PA. When you play strategies like that, when you play with these Medusas, you're going to have that 7 compared to pretty much 3 is a large number as well. Completely different play styles from these teams.
Yeah, I think Secret's also just, I mean, the average match duration is the same, but Secret's been a bit more dominant in the groups thus far.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen.
OG is more of the comeback team, and normally when that happens is off the back of this guy, Ana. He is definitely one to carry his whole team on his back. If things go south, just trust Ana and he'll pull through.
Yeah, that's true. And you look at the average net worth from Creeps, a full 10%. Nisha, when he's playing that Morphling, he will hit so many creeps, and you're going to be like 20 minutes in, you're going to be like, wait, he has a Scotty Manta? Is that even possible?
You can see then, to your point, Sheaves, even just the average last hits, you know, Nisha averaging almost 20% more. That's because often he's dominating a lane, whereas Ana's playing Drow, Ember, AM. None of these heroes are the greatest in lane, and OG comes back. Their strategy is more dependent on the team around Ana that then enable him to peak in the mid game and then accelerate and carry them throughout the late game. But it's very dependent on them having that just super cool strategy that meshes together and gives them a battle plan that at some point the sum of the parts are better than the
individual parts.
Yeah.
Or something. No, but I'm with you. I'm with you on the fact that
We're definitely on point with all the sayings
with all our sayings, we got
today.
it. But Ana, as you said, yeah, he always has to play from behind, which eventually it's going to catch up to you, right? When you run into these secrets, it's going to catch up to you. If you just lose a laning phase too hard one game, you're just going to lose in 20 minutes instead of having this 50-minute comeback.
It's true.
It is true. I must say, though, Secret has been considered the best team in the world. And OG, they won TI, so they are the best team in the world. Just by pure definition of winning TI, that's the title you get. That is exactly how...
You get the title until you lose the next tournament. That's why it's so tough, and that's why no team has ever won 2 TIs, which is kind of incredible when you think about it. 40 different players have hoisted the Aegis, and this year...
You are saying that OG cannot call themselves world champions at the moment?
They can.
But you wouldn't.
But you would.
You're telling them to. You're like trying to give them a crown already. Like, what is that supposed to be? They're not the best team in the world.
They literally won TI last year, so
last
they are
year.
the world champions.
This is the future.
This is the same
Don't go Bran Stark on me. All right. You don't live in the past, Sheaves. We live in the now.
But Secret, yeah, I agree. Secret, #1 team in the world for sure right now. OG, they won TI. That's one of the biggest things you can do, and they're back with Ana, and that's the biggest change, right? Like, no hatred for anyone else, but it's Ana. Like, we saw what he did.
Sounds biased to me.
About what?
Everything. I don't know. The point is, it's biased.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which direction. Okay, just wait. Yeah, we'll get into that later.
Yeah, well, we just what?
Nothing.
We just discussed the position 1 a little bit. Another one of the matchups that you guys, that I know you guys find very interesting, is the captain position. Now, we must not forget that No-Tail used to be in Team Secret, the original iteration, right?
Yep, way back when.
Right before OG
Simba,
was
right?
founded.
Yep.
That was when, yeah.
Simba.
Well, that was, they founded Monkey Business.
Yep.
Right after.
Yes.
Correct? I think that was after TI, actually. Yeah, that was after TI. But No-Tail ended up on C9, and Tal ended up with Complexity.
Yep.
I was on that team.
Quite the shift.
It was a long time. But yeah, they got
bad
kicked.
for him.
They got kicked, and I can't remember who they picked up in that original Secret roster. Because it was Puppy and Kuro and No-Tail. Kuro was playing carry in the original iteration.
Yeah. Moonmeander didn't come till one more iteration, right?
He was never on Secret. What are you talking about?
No, on Secret. Oh, I thought you were still talking about OG. My bad. You're on Secret. Okay.
Yeah.
We're moving on. Okay.
Oh, dude, I don't know.
We
It's
are
tough to
gonna
keep track.
You know, it is tough to keep
These
track.
teams, and that's the best part about this year right now, is the teams are switching so much less.
They are definitely
The good
switching less.
teams.
These teams have been together. We're gonna ignore the Ana back and forth for a little bit. These 2 teams definitely have an extensive history. Before they get to play on the main stage together, though, they need to be coming to the stage, and which they are gonna do right now.
Merci d'accueillir OG. et leurs adversaires, Team Secret. Faites du bruit!
All smiles as these players take this stage and go into their booth to prepare for the draft of the first game of this upper bracket semi-finals. And these two teams go back 3.5 years. They were the two teams taking the stage for the first ever major in Dota 2. And that was also a tournament where OG, it was their first LAN. They made a miracle run through the lower bracket and ended up taking the title against Secret. Spoiler, you know, in case anybody hadn't seen it.
And yeah, I mean, that's just one of those tournaments you just go back and like, you just talk about, even to this day, even if it's just the finals, just like OG Secret, we're seeing it again. I mean, this could be the grand finals, even if in 2 more days, who knows?
Who knows? Anything could happen.
Kyle, you sound like a hater right now.
Well, you're just like super positive all of a sudden, so I got to balance out this panel. You're just fully fanboying out right now.
I'm
Let the
ready.
crowd go for the cheers.
I'm ready for the
You're supposed to
Dota.
bring analysis.
I'm bringing
I think
hype
Grant
Dota.
also said that he thought it was going to be 2-0 regardless of who's going to win the series.
I do, and in that point, I think like with OG playing against VP, like they looked like they could be the best team in the world, depending on how good VP looks. But Secret already is, and if like OG's first game strategy does not work, Secret is just get a run over OG in game 2 as well.
Yeah, I can. That's not what I expect necessarily, but it's definitely a possibility. Also liked how they had a bit of a standoff there because neither side wanted to walk over.
They didn't want to be the first
It's a
one
sign
to
of
do it.
weakness.
Yeah.
So they met in the middle.
But they also didn't shake hands of everybody. They pointed to who they were going to shake hands with. You know,
I think you just go straight across. Actually,
I mean, that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. But they were looking like, I'll shake your hand. Nah.
Is it mandatory to shake hands? Because like, what if OG
I think it's
wins?
good sportsmanship.
Okay, sure, but what if OG wins and EG wins? Then what?
I think you still shake hands.
I mean, I'm sure you
that
don't.
happened at TI as
I'm
well.
sure you
Come
don't
on.
have to, though. It did, but like,
It did.
it's good sportsmanship.
It's good sportsmanship, and it'll happen.
It will. I
The
have a feeling, you
handshakes
know.
happen all the time.
Just kidding. They're going to get into a brawl in the middle, and we won't even play
Dude,
Dota.
That would be. I think that's part of what makes. Maybe that's what esports is missing.
What, MMA?
No. Like hockey, there's always fist fights in game sometimes.
Okay,
Like, what if you could pause
I think
to challenge? What?
that is not something that we are missing, and it is very nice that we have a video game tournament.
Friendly rivalry.
Friendly rivalries, no violence. That's the way we like it, Kyle.
Only video game violence.
Yes.
And that can be gratuitous.
Man.
And even that, you know, we're all about now tipping each other and high fives. Of course, only in positive scenarios.
Yeah, can you, sorry, I'm not a battle pass winner myself. Can you high five the other team or just your own team?
I think
you can offer.
But
Okay,
they
but
can't
they don't have to do it back.
reciprocate, right?
They can.
They can.
They can.
You can high five your
But
enemy.
you know what you can also do? You can like disable someone, right? And then go around them in a circle as like 5 with high fives active, and then just.
Dude, I want to see that. I actually want to see that so bad.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a bug or something because people have been complaining that like we've muted.
No.
But
So in the
we
first
didn't.
game of the first series today with VP versus PSG LGD, there were just not that many battle pass spams, and then in
Really?
between games, VP they went
Bought 'em all.
crazy and they bought some battle pass levels
Okay,
to catch up.
I feel like it's safe to assume we might see
a little bit.
You
know, just a tad.
There's going to be so many sebs. It's just going to be a never-ending spiel of sebs.
yeah.
Thanks,
I have it
thanks,
on,
Owen.
I have it on good authority that OG has invested, a little bit of capital in their
might
battle
as well.
pass levels. Why not?
Yeah, we won TIA. Yeah, we'll help you out next team, or maybe like what if they just win themselves? They're just investing.
you know, into their own futures.
Yeah.
Genius. They OG
true.
might. I mean, smart team, right? You don't win TI by not being smart.
True. Hey, let's talk about some Dota 2 here, because both of these teams obviously in the upper bracket, so they won a lot more than what they lost. Actually, Secret only losing one game, not even dropping a series there. But what are we expecting here? What type of Dota is going to be played? Which heroes are going to be in high contention? Talk some Dota to me.
I'm going to say one hero, ABBA. ABBA is either going to be first banned or first picked. I mean, when they did beat VP, ABBA was the only consistent hero through those 2 games, and Puppy was the first one to like play that ABBA in 5, what, like 6-7 months ago when it was like first coming back in. So I think that hero as a 5.
Not sure. I think it might get banned, but I see ABBA as the sort of hero that these teams would run over or prep for, because it's going to be opened with, and it's very, very weak at clearing creeps and in a roam-heavy laning phase. In a 2-on-2 like harass war, Abaddon's always going to win these trades. But if one of these teams decides to get more active, we saw Liquid play a Chen. Wait, OG played a Chen too, correct?
And OG is all about the aggressive tri-lanes in the last couple of games we saw them play.
And you can abuse heroes like Abaddon very hard if you kill them a couple times in lane. You know, force that TP, now try and deny. You know, it's very much there was a term for it, but it's like it's a static laner, but it's strong. And I think you got to be careful with the heroes like Drow as well. Anything that the other side could potentially abuse and take a huge advantage in the early game, and also your towers.
I think you're right, because if one of these teams takes it, we're not going to see like these crazy throws, I don't think, from these teams. If someone takes like, you win 3 lanes in this series, you're probably winning that game, like 99%.
You say that, but OG is notorious for doing just that, turning games around.
They are, but have they played someone like Secret Quiet? They played VP, who they've been 0-4 in their last games, which is the problem.
It's been a while.
And that's the thing. They are the turnaround team, but against, like, look at Zai. Zai, he's not going to make, like, any mistakes. He's one of those players that makes 0 mistakes in game.
I thought you were going to talk about, like, how cute he is, but
no.
That makes a lot more sense with our professional panel.
0 mistakes, Zai, is what his nickname is around the scene.
Really?
Is it?
It is now. It better be.
That doesn't have a specific, like, ring to it either. 0 mistakes, I guess you have the double alliteration.
Why don't we just call him 0? That makes a lot more sense.
Just 0? I feel it's like has a negative connotation, though.
No.
Oh, okay.
Didn't there used to also be a Team 0 with Garoki as a captain?
Yep, that was quite some time ago.
True.
Yeah, but then we can't use 0 because then, you know, we think...
Well, the nickname's already 0 mistakes Zai, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay, it's Zai. There you go.
Why not just ZMZ?
Yep.
Dude, why don't more players... I mean, I guess it's different because in esports, you kind of make your own nickname, right?
Yes.
But I feel like we should be giving out more nicknames. That's
Nature's Prophet.
That is Nature's Prophet.
No, and
I'm actually thinking Nature's Prophet is... We're going to see Nature's Prophet quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Oh, they're ready. They want some OG, but I think Nature's Prophet is Nature's Prophet, like, it's too heavy of a lane dominator. I don't think either team wants to let it through, right? I feel like the second pick team would ban Nature's Prophet, if anything.
Yes. Well, hard to say. I think that first pick Prophet has a place. The thing, we've discussed this a lot. We just saw them lose, but that 3 Prophet was sick, has a ton of game impact. But when you first pick it overall, it's easy to have it game planned against. If there's a bunch of heroes that threaten this Prophet, can clear the waves easily, it just feels like a non-factor that ends up feeding more gold than it gains. Because the Treants are actually quite rich in XP and gold, especially if you're trying to push lanes.
It's true. So we've already, you said you hate the ABBA, now you hate the Nature's Prophet as the 5. Who's going to be the big 5 then, Kyle?
Well, I think you ban the Prophet.
Okay, but you also ban Abaddon.
No, I think you can play against Abaddon, depending on the scenario. Because heroes like Chen Furion make picks like Abaddon look weak.
Yeah.
And I just, when I look at these teams, and I'm Secret, and I'm game planning for this, you know, it's not just about what do we like to do, but it's okay. The other side knows what we like to do. Specifically for OG and Secret, I'd argue that there's more information on these 2 teams than like anyone else in Dota right now, right? Like, they've been dominant for a while.
Yes, on Secret, yes. But the thing is, by making runs through the upper bracket all the time, it also means that you don't play as many games as other people. And for OG, like, how much can we really read over their past result of this DPC season? Because this is their first major tournament with Anna back in their roster. So we don't know what they're going to do. And
Well, I've seen them to get here in this series. They ran they ran their TI drafts.
Yep.
There was a Mag PA game, and wasn't there a Drow game?
Yeah,
like
ABBAs. They will run. I think you can read their strategies from when they had a different player, but not so much like maybe their game movement stuff. Because Anna is definitely different. Like he wants to move around, he wants to do that. It's definitely gonna. Oh man, I'm ready for this series. Secret OG. See if OG's ready for the test.
It's about time. I think everyone's just excited, even us.
Yeah.
Like we're backstage.
Absolutely.
Just yesterday after the games concluded, a bunch of 2-0s. It was like, kind of meh. But we know for a fact today was going to have some fantastic. It feels like we've been starved for it for a while. I don't know why, but
I can tell you why.
Why?
Because it's not the formats actually, and that a lot of people think it's the formats. But when you have a Dota 2 format or any kind of esports format, you're kind of seeding into how you expect teams to perform. And if they don't perform to expectations in the first day or two, then you're gonna have mismatched matchups. And we actually had in our group stages this time not that many surprises. Everything ended the way that we thought it was gonna be, and there were no real big upsets, meaning that the bracket kind of
Fnatic.
No, well,
sure.
Fnatic wasn't a
Besides
top
that.
8 team here, but I mean, we saw the 4 teams that lost in the upper bracket went to the losers and all won their
won.
series 2-0 and
Yeah.
did it easily.
Convincingly.
Yeah, this is undoubtedly the best 8 teams in the tournament, arguably the world. Nick Skidsman, this makes Darkseer a really high priority. Furion still in the pool as well.
Yup.
I think it's definitely, like you said, it's the Darkseer, right? But the reason they're leaving Darkseer, they have to have some.
Ooh, okay, we're gonna start with a Pango.
I like it. I like it. It's also a really nice hero to first pick when you're OG because it's multi-lane, multi-role. They're very confident playing it as the 2-3-4. And in addition, it's got great matchups against heroes like Prophet and Darkseer. Tons of wave clear, tons of team fight, and it can itemize or lane or be played by whoever OG wants to complete their draft. It's a really nice hero to first pick because you have way more versatility in that role momentum, whereas when you're second pick, it's all about just saving a core for last.
Yep. And wow, well, our second first phase storm in a while. Well, today.
Forgot to
Two
bring
already.
up the Earthshaker.
Yeah.
That's one we should have seen coming.
But can you talk to me a little bit about first phase Storm? Because, we've seen Storm be very good in a lot of scenarios, but at the same time, I thought Lucky Shot was amazing against Storm, especially when you are assuming that's going to be our mid matchup.
But I don't think you do anything to Storm in the lane. And
Okay.
to be fair, I think that once you see the Storm, you no longer want to put the Pango against him. You cannot give free lanes to mid 1 Storm. It is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and by having that Earthshaker behind him, like even in the mid game, you get a lucky shot, whatever on him, the Earthshaker just stuns. The Storm will still be able to get away.
Yep.
Like the Earthshaker covers the Storm pick, and this is a hero I'm glad we're seeing more of. He is
Me
so
too.
good.
I'm surprised it's taken this long. It feels reminiscent of the TI5 meta, where it's like, hey, Storm's a great pick. You scale super well, and I think the name of the game when you're playing against OG is reach. You never want to be in a position where they've got the ability to push-pull in these engagements and then just collapse on a target, back off real quick, do it again. And they love to abuse this concept. They love PA, Ember, even Storm when it's available. And I just think it's great from Secret because you sort of secure a safe win condition in the sense that you have a Shaker, you can land a Fisher into the immediate zip forwards. Like they'll always be able to find that kill. OG go for the bad, banning out the Oracle. There's not many save heroes left in the pool, especially with a bad and second ban by Secret.
The OG special, it actually was the Fly special, I guess the Dazzle. When you're talking about save heroes, that hero is always in the back of my mind, but it doesn't seem to be in the back of the player's mind anymore because we have not really seen that hero make an appearance this tournament.
Yeah, the heals feels pretty bad nowadays. Like if you don't max the poison, it feels bad, but you can't max the poison. Dazzle's just in a weird spot. I like Batrider. You almost always have a good lane, even if you're 5-4 or if you're middle. We've seen a lot of Chinese teams play the Bat middle. I don't think OG will, but you don't really ever have a bad lane as Bat.
Yeah, I'm a bit. They banned the Lifestealer. I could see Secret going for Tidehunter at some point. I like it a lot more when you have a hero like Shaker that can always secure your lane. Tide is very weak, levels 1 and 2, but once you hit like 3, 4, 5, you're easily able to sustain in a lane by yourself.
I'm looking at Morphling right now. You ban out a Lifestealer, Morphling, that hero just wants to take that rage. I'm thinking one of these two teams. You have Nisha.
Wait,
I think
why
the
would,
Morphling's popping out.
why would a Lifestealer ban make you think Morph though?
I was thinking the opposite way around. Thanks, Kyle, for having my back right
No
there.
problem, I got you covered.
Appreciate it.
Well, we got a Silencer pick. Silencer has not been too successful this major.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
the save, though, and it's another...
And if I'm not mistaken, if you Silencer ult during Pango's ult animation, you cancel it and it goes on cooldown, right?
Yeah, but
There's
at the
this weird
same
interaction?
but at the same time, that Pango is most likely going to be a Jarek's Pango. Do you really
True.
want to pick a hero just to counter a 4?
No, you also do it because it crushes Bat Rider in the laning phase.
Yes, that's the one hero. We talk about Bat always does a good lane, and it also
Yes,
does very
and-
decent versus tri-lane.
And it's also excellent with a Storm because you've now guaranteed, Secret says, okay, we will be able to find the initiation because we have a Storm. So he's going to zip forwards and then you silence on top.
And you
It's
have
that
a Fisher
simple.
as well. You actually have two heroes who just completely back
So
up the
it,
Storm.
it complements the initiation potential of the Storm Spirit, and that's really cool. The Grimstroke now for the double lasso potentially.
And we just saw him play, right? In the one game they played it versus VP, they had 3 melee cores, and he actually maxed Inkswell,
Yeah.
which we have not seen in a while.
That specific game, by the way, was a Thompson Pango. So
Yeah.
it was a core that one. Oh my god.
Yep, we hear the spam, y'all wanted it.
Let's
No,
begin.
I do like that it's pretty much just been OG and the Chinese teams playing like this. Oh, we don't have like this Doom Grimstroke. They're just playing it like, let's just run at people with Inkswell. It got nerfed, but it's still very strong. Especially on a hero like Pango. You just jump on someone, they get stunned immediately. And his ulti will always be very good, especially against BKBs. And there's the eyes. Nisha. He's carried a game or two.
I think you just take your offlaner here. It's just a question of what you want for Zai. There's a possibility he could even play the Shaker.
So I'm surprised we still have Darkseer in the pool.
Okay.
They do pick up the puck.
It is an impossible Darkseer game for both sides. And I think that's why it's not picked here. Also very much a preference hero and not something I think teams are willing to first to unless they value it as like of paramount importance in their strategy
It's a
development.
full play style, like
Exactly.
difference from anything. You know what he's going to do. He's just going to win his lane, get a Helm of the Dominator, and be annoying. But if teams don't want to play against it, you just lose.
Yeah. And both sides have covered themselves. You don't want to play Darkseer into Storm Silencer ever. Same goes with Bat Pango. It's just not a winnable scenario. Even Grimstroke, you get an early point in silence, and what's the Darkseer supposed to do? 2-on-1. OG could go for a TA here. I think that it's just like your standard puck counter. In addition, lanes well against Storm. Ember Spirit, also a possibility. But whenever I see a Bat Rider, I want you to combo that with a hero that provides vision, TA, and has high burst damage without a long cooldown attached. You want to be able to pick somebody off with the Bat Lasso, and then boom, there's the damage, and now that core can keep going, chase for more. Traps also, Bat Rider is very much a vision consumer. You want to have space within the fights that your teammates have created so that you can pick and poke, find your target, and get a critical kill on these very high mobility, yet squishy cores on Secret.
Yeah, and also Ember, oh yeah, Ember, so many counters, but Earthshaker, Silencer, and Puck, and Storm, if you do get an Orchid, it's just too hard for an Ember, I think. Unless he wants to prove us wrong. I would love to see it.
It's tough for sure. And a lot of the tops and heroes feel difficult. Maybe a Pugna, though. This could be an insane Pugna game, actually.
And I loved watching his Pugna TI, just
same.
watching him abuse, no one else was playing it like that. He just destroyed middle matchups.
You get double life drain off, right, on the Grimstroke ulti, too?
I believe you're going to test it. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you
just
do.
did.
Yeah.
And there's the PA.
And there's the PA.
So they're doing exactly what they did. I believe that was game 2 versus VP, where you have these melee, you have the PA, you have the Pango, and then you have this Grimstroke. We know what OG wants to do. They want to run at you.
He needs BKB, though, desperately. Until that, even Silencer is a pain to play with because you want to spam your spells. Blur now being inactive, all of this will activate the Q on Silencer once again. You'll take so much damage and be slowed. I think Secret, you ban Mag here, 100%. I look at the OG draft. I don't care what they have. They have PA, ban Magnus.
Yeah, well, what do you think?
You have Silencer to cover against it, but
do you still think you go Deso BKB or on the PA?
I actually think this game...
You like the B Fury?
Maybe even just Vlad's BKB. Not even kidding, man. You just need BKB to engage. It depends on what this last pick is.
And I like what you said, because with OG, right, they are one of the few teams that they listen to you, Kyle. They've got every aura at every fight. I know you're happy with that.
I was obviously not working the main event TI8, but I was so upset. I was just mad, and they do ban magnets. That's puppy power.
Yeah.
But they just kept doing things that, and other teams weren't replicating it. I'm like, guys, you know, I watched this Magnus buying like Arcane's Blink Shadowblade, and I watched Seb go Crimson Guard mech. Like, hello, folks. They were ranked 18th coming into this tournament. They figured something out to get good all of a sudden. Maybe we should innovate, but c'est la vie.
Magnus banned out as well as the Morphling.
Yeah, they need a pretty hard carry on Secret right now.
What are we expecting for OG about who is...
Whoa.
Sebastian's Treant?
That is...
I'm hyped.
Hold up. That is such a hard counter to Storm and Puck. Storm specifically hates playing against Tree because your damage output is always proccing max reduction on the Treant because the Overload procs the Remnants. In addition, you have two different sources of root, both of which puncture BKB. There's nothing that Storm can do to stay alive against a Tree, and it's so much sustain. This is the OG way. They've got a ton of in and out, tons of sustain.
I go back to when I said it's going to be a 2-0 either way. Like, if Secret somehow just counters OG right here, I'm like, well, it's over. Like, OG is definitely figured out by Secret.
An Ember, perhaps? But the concern I have is that Secret right now don't push towers well. And I look at this OG team and I think, goodness, their team fight, it's just unbelievable, especially if Secret's big ultimates are down.
Yeah, and going back to your pushing towers thing, if you don't kill a tower, the Tree will heal it up. Like, you actually need someone who just straight up takes down. That's why they banned Morphling, right? Like, Nisha's best hero and an absolute tower killer. You need a hard carry that just hits a tower. That's it.
It's just tough. Like, all these... You don't want a BKB-dependent carry. That's the problem. And I'm not sure... Like, I don't want to troll in this game. It feels miserable. I think Ember's got the best matchups, but it doesn't solve your problem, which is finding tower damage. Maybe something...
15 seconds.
You can't pick a Lycan. You can't...
You can pick a Juggernaut.
Okay, I like that.
The thing, you have spin and the Tree stuff goes through, but obviously you can spin out of it as well. And you have a tower hitter and the healing ward, so you can actually siege.
Juggernaut is also always the hero. Like, oh, I don't know what carry to pick. Juggernaut.
Yep.
Fits in most situations.
This is tough to read. Like,
I think it's gonna be a pretty one-sided game either way. Once again, or do you not feel that way? I like Team Secret's draft a little bit more, just because I think they are the better team going into this. And this Storm, even though the Tree is a nice counter, like with the Silencer, Puck, and Earthshaker behind this Storm, it's hard to bet against a mid-1 Storm.
I think it's clean. It's easier to understand, right? A lot of emphasis on Puppy's game. If his silences are on point, if silence is up, Secret will win the team fights. But OG, if they can force defensive silences by getting the initiation first, either the Rolling Thunder getting off before silence, finding a lasso target, that's going to be huge. I also think they have the vision advantage. No one on Secret is really capable of like entering the fight first. That could be their downfall, but I honestly have absolutely no idea. All I know is it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
I think it's going to be extremely fun, but I will say Secret. I won't cop out like Kyle here.
Well, there's only one way of...
OG.
All right. Well, there's only one way to know who's going to take the first game and who's going to take the lead here in the upper bracket semifinals. So for the game, I'm going to hand you over to OD Pixel and Tsunami.
Thank you very much, GVS. Secret versus OG, best of 3. A very exciting matchup between these two teams. I'm OD Pixel. I'm joined here by Tsunami. We've got a lot to talk about. One of the big ones, Seb, bringing the Treant to the main stage.
They tell me this hero's been just completely off this map, and I'm not surprised. The dude's invisible half the time. Teams do not find very much strength in Treant Protector, but like they mentioned on the panel, the damage reduction is so valuable with the living armor, as is the invisibility and the roots versus the Storm Spirit. We'll see if it's enough.
Well, let's see indeed as we get ourselves into the action.
Team Secret contre OG. Game 1.
Secret was this Juggernaut, and the panel said, you know, with the Jug, it can sometimes be that hero you sort of try and fit into a draft where other better options have been banned out. Would you agree with that, or do you think for Secret it was the plan all along? Do you see the power that Nisha's Jug can have in this match?
I think it's the plan whenever you see a Treant Protector, and you just want something that you know can't really mess up. They have solutions for the root with the Blade Fury, But Juggernaut has not really seen that much exposure compared to the other hard carries that we've been seeing, like the Morphlings, the Drow Rangers, these types of heroes. But like Sheeper said, there's really nothing that you can do wrong whenever you pick a Juggernaut.
Yeah, we'll see what sort of lanes they have starting off. Of course, Thompson on the Pango. We've seen him have a sort of hit and miss on sort of the Pango in the mid, sort of the role and position that not a lot of teams are sort of dabbling with the hero on. Do you still sort of see that a Pango can have a big impact and sort of works with the lineup that OG have?
So previously, Thompson had played the Pangolier in the group stage, and initially I was very hopeful. Thing is, he went for a very utility-based build as opposed to a damage-dealing build. He went for like Greaves, and he was just trying to buy time for Ana's carry. It didn't really bring them any success, and they ended up losing the game with a Phantom Assassin. But this time, we'll see. I think the utility can go a little bit further when you have a Train Protector to help you survive. It's just, the hero's not very tested. It's just, Thompson is just a beast on it.
We'll see for the moment, Secret. They've got the 3 up top, making sure that they can secure that bounty rune. Nisha on his own down bottom will be sure to see, you'd imagine, one of the supports of Secret head down there. Seb's going to start off on this top lane for now, alongside the, obviously, side lane Bat. Nisha, Ana farming on the bottom lane. He's going to start there as the PA with that backup. And of course, as we can expect, the chat wheel gameplay is going to be incredible this game between both teams. But Secret, they do have an answer. They have got that silencer and could be a bit of a meta pick to deal with the shenanigans of OG in their chat wheel. We'll see if it works out for them. But getting into lanes, any sort of lane that you can see that someone's going to have a lot of trouble in? Is there anywhere on the map that looks very difficult for one of the sides?
Well, one thing that is slightly concerning is that Poppy is the hero with the Sentry Ward, and he did not know where the Treant Protector was going to show up, so he ended up going bot before placing a sentry up top. Unsurprisingly, the Treant Protector takes Nature's Guides at level 1, and now Zai has to deal with this Treant Protector just punching him silly.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a risky lane, especially on the sort of the early levels. Obviously, down the line, Zai is going to have a lot of elusivity with the phase shift and the orb. But for now, if Notel ever gets those stacks up and him and Seb are able to chase him and punch him, he's going to be constantly forced away from the creep wave.
And they just want nothing to do with the lane. Yapster already stole the previous creep wave, and now Zai's stealing the next one. They just want to stay as far away from this Treant Protector as they can.
And some brilliant stats here as well, as we can see when Seb plays that Treant. It is very hard to predict where he's going to be on in terms of the safe lane or the off lane. OG, very versatile, was starting it off. So you know, even for a team like Secret, who's at the top, very hard to predict what position he's going to be starting in. Bottom lane, Nisha getting a lot of damage here onto Ana with that Blade Fury. He has got the curse upon him as well. Ana still alive. Waits for the curse to end, so he's then able to throw that dagger back without any repercussions. Keeps him at bay. Farm down bottom at the moment. 5 for 3 on Nisha, 5 for 2 on Ana. It's a close start. I'm definitely seeing that OG have to be careful. Any chance that Nisha gets to chase down one of the two of them with the Blade Fury will be a pretty scary on this mid lane. Thompson doing a lot of work against Mid-One, bringing him down very low. Yapzor is there by Mid-One's side, so it's a little bit of a bait. Thompson's got to be careful. There's a Fisher to block him off. Thompson is in a lot of trouble. He's very deep. He'll pop the stick charge, and he has got a swashbuckle. It will get him over to the side of the tower. It was in range as he moved past, so it will hit him, take him out of the game, and give Mid-One that chance to have at least a wave to get that CS advantage in mid, which was very even for the most part so far between the two of them.
Very narrow timing. He just barely had the stick charges to get that swashbuckle out, but unfortunately in the vision of that tower. And Yapzor's movement gets him the first blood for his Storm Spirit. And this is the kind of thing that OG are going to have to do, because we saw that heat map. Treant Protector's not going to come mid very often, so Yapzor can, he can go everywhere.
And this bottom lane, as you say, Yapzor sets up with a Fisher, blocked up and no escape. Another kill for Secret down bottom. As especially, you know, with Ana being on his own and the 3 heroes there, for the time that Jerax isn't around, Ana has to be very, very careful. He has got a... the wave's pushing out, actually, so he's not going to have too much to farm. Secret taking control and momentum on this safe lane.
And this is not a combo that typically a Grimstroke and a Phantom Assassin will be able to abuse. Normally you just slap an Inkswell on her, she's immediately going to close the gap with Phantom Strike. But Juggernaut's got Blade Fury. He's more than okay using it defensively.
Up top, the pressure continuing to be there on Zai, but Zai, he's still picking up decent levels from that lane, and he is getting some sort of CS on the top lane puck. Mid lane, even after that death, Thompson still keeping pretty close to the farm of mid one. 21 for 5 against the 17 for 2. He's going to hope for the 4-minute rune top, and he will get lucky as he gets able to bottle up that double damage. A very nice rune for him to find, as it could secure him at least a wave or two of farm.
He wants to join. He knows what is at stake here, and there are a lot of pings coming out, though, as Radiant do have wards.
Tries for the swashbuckle. It's going to be off the mark, so unable to get that initial damage out into mid one. But yeah, this would have been the beautiful time for OG to go before he hits that 6 on the Storm. But as it is, mid one, he's got backup. YapzOr is going to be the one coming with him, as well as Puppey. JerAx in a lot of trouble as Secret outnumber JerAx with their own support movements. Get their 3rd kill, starting to get this early advantage, Secret.
You see the density of observer wards on the southern side of the map. Radiant has to be so very careful of whenever JerAx decides to rotate. But on the flip side, OG need to be very, very aware of when YapzOr decides to move around with his boots first. And now a Soul Ring completed on this Earthshaker. Just 4.5 minutes.
Lane, Topson, he was baited in for a bit of a play. Tried for mid when he has got the stick charges. As he will have swashbuckle up in a few seconds. Mid one already getting himself far, far away. So Topson will not be able to chase him. Bottom lane, another Fisher block off from YapzOr. Causing a bit of issues for JerAx as JerAx chased down by the Blade Fury. Again, YapzOr's movements up and down the map, causing so much trouble for OG in this laning stage.
This is kind of the penalty. I mean, Seb has 3 points in living armor, but there's a lot of DOT on the side that can just take off these instances very, very quickly. You've got the Blade Fury, you've already got 2 points in Arcane Curse. It heavily mitigates what should be a very, very valuable defensive spell. And obviously, against the Storm Spirit, it's going to be great because it'll block the overload damage and the right-click damage, but Topson does not really need the help. So it's mainly these side lanes that are not benefiting from this living armor as much as they should.
So Seb does. Let's get silent. Still gets the root off, of course, with that passive hit. But Zai is keeping it safe. Seb getting a lot of farm, obviously, on that top lane, with N0tail's constant backup and harassment being thrown the way of Zai. And we'll see what Seb is going to be able to do with that down the line. Bottom lane, again, YapzOr. He's eyeing up a chance to get a Fisher out. JerAx and Ana, they've got to be careful. The curse already on there, onto the PA. Ana, he's trying his best to run, but the Blade Fury damage from Nisha. Ana's in a lot of trouble. He will jump over to the side and has the stick charges. N0tail will come in to offer some backup. Ana still ticking down to that curse. Is it going to be enough to kill him? I think it is. He's going to die to it.
One more tick.
It's gone. It was enough damage. He was forced to do so, of course. If he didn't blink and you know, cause the curse to proc even longer, he would have died. So he's dead either way. This one was probably more painful as it took him longer to die, so therefore longer before he's going to get back to the wave.
And yet again, more int goes the way of Puppey. Dude has 8 int at 7 minutes into the game and may get a little bit more off JerAx.
Yeah, looking for this Brimstroke. They're going to find it. Puppey just getting smarter and smarter. 10 int at 7 minutes. Got to be one of the fastest. Now they look towards Ana. Ana tried to jump in for this one. They're looking for the kill onto the PA. He does have the living armor from Seb, but the control from YapzOr. The curse is back up Ana. He's got to run. Will get back in time. JerAx is there with the backup. So Secret won't be able to dive for another. But 6 kills, 3K lead. Secret off to a bit of a dream start here.
It's rare that you'll see Arcane Curse be so effective early on, and he's not even laning against the Bat Rider, who would normally be the target for the Silencer. It's mainly against this Phantom Assassin, who, you know, your evasion's great and all, but it's not going to help you against magic damage. She's getting more and more sustained from the living armor, but, I mean, this is your top lane was a Treant Protector and a Bat Rider.
Oh no, and it looks like another OG. JerAx caught out YapzOr, making it look so simple with these Fisher block-offs. OG, they will try and turn. The Ink Swell was there for Ana, jumping forward onto Puppey. N0tail also comes in with a TP. Can they actually chase him, though? It's going to be hard. Another dagger's out upon him. Puppey, he's trying to hide. The healing ward's there as well, healing him up, but Ana will get in. They will get the kill upon him. So OG able to get their first kill, taking down Puppey.
Invis Storm Spirit wants to get some vengeance, though.
Level 7 full mana from the Invis. He has a lot to play with. The Topson is there as well. So can react with a quick Rolling Thunder. Nisha's going to start having a bit of a poke at Topson. Swashbuckle used into the Rolling Thunder. It's going to get cancelled by the Fisher. Then the Vortex. They're controlling him. Can they burst him before he gets the ult off? They can. They burst down Topson. They'll turn towards Ana. They're going to get both cores out of this. More and more in for Puppey. 16 in at 8 minutes.
This is outpacing any sort of benchmark any support silencer would ever have. it was what a well-timed fissure. If the Topson was able to get that Rolling Thunder off, it would have been much more difficult for them to get that kill. And they still did have to end up burning Omni Slash to finish off the Phantom Assassin, but that's absolutely worth it.
OG have got to try and find some slowdown somewhere. As all this chaos has been going on, it has been that top lane where Seb, the magical man, has been left to himself. He's going for the phase, into that Yules, for that control, that setup. He's going to need to make a lot of moves happen, though, when he has that done. Bottom lane, Topson, he jumped in with the Swashbuckle, the Blade Fury, the Fisher. Topson, he's got the living armor, so he will be safe. But playing on the very edge of his seat there, Topson has to be careful, especially with Puppey around. If he gets a curse off, OG will be in trouble. Now we'll see the movement. Seb coming down to this bottom lane. They've got the 4 of them here, OG. They need to find something big. And Nisha, he's a tough target. We'll see if they can get any sort of setup. They'll move on to Puppey first. Jump forward, Topson, Swashbuckle into the Rolling Thunder. They should be able to punch down Puppey. Can they get more? Jerax will fall in return. Nisha with the Blade Fury. Oh, the living armor actually in the Ink Sword. Jerax, he's fine. They'll turn towards Yapzor. The Shaker's in trouble as well as Topson. He'll get Yapzor. OG able to react. Seb joins the fight. And for the first time, OG will get the better trade.
Extremely well played by Seb. You can tell that this dude is a Treant player. Radiant had placed a Sentry Ward on the side lane because they knew that eventually a Treant Protector was going to come by, but Seb took the long way around on the east side, skirted around the radius, and was able to just surprise Secret.
Seb just keeping the game in check for his team, making sure that there's a game for Ana and Topson to keep up in farm. A couple more fights like that and OG can close the gap. A lead that Secret have created off their strong lanes, off those strong early movements from Yapzor bottom. Seb starting to poke a Puppey. Jerax and Topson are here. A Puppey just a little too far away. I'm going to say that Seb, he is using the ult, seeing if he can continue to go for this. Really wants to take down this Silencer, and those punches, they sure are hurting. Jerax is here as well. Ink Swirl to allow Seb to continue to close the gap, and Puppey's gone. Nisha, once again, he's got Jerax's number. He's going for it with the Blade Fury. He will find it, but Topson, Rolling Thunder, does he have enough control? Nothing to bounce off immediately. So Nisha will be able to back away. 1-for-1 there between the supports.
And Seb was able to get out, just started teleporting as soon as the Vortex was used from the Storm Spirit. I mean, a surprisingly quiet game from mid one.
Instant moves as well from Secret, looking to take down Ana. Ana's got backup though. Jerax in with the TP, No-Tail's on his way over as well. Ana waiting for the curse to end before he jumps. No, he's got to make a jump now. Wants to make the use of the Ink Swirl. Looking for Puppey, the squisher of the heroes. The slow's there, but it's not enough. Ana's got to be careful now. The silence kicks in. No-Tail and Jerax will look towards Zai. They've got the lasso. They drag Zai back. Can they kill him off before he's out? He's got the stick charges. The Echo Yapzor baits Ana in. The control and the damage is there to kill off the PA. Fisher onto Jerax, another living armor from Seb. Keeps Jerax fine. Ink Swirl, the chase down. Here comes the tree. Roots there onto Zai. They'll get the puck. They may lose Ana, but they do get Zai. Zai off the map for 20 seconds. A lot of space in that mid lane, as you say. Mid one taking this portion of the game to chill out, get these first items, get his Kaya before he starts getting super mobile around the map. And he's getting a lot of farm, second highest on the net worth, only behind his Jug. Nisha still leading the charge this game with the phase drums, and now into the Asher.
Yeah, he realizes it's not necessary as a Storm Spirit to get active this early on. He would probably just be wasting his time having to deal with that Treant Protector living armor. So gonna sit back, wait for the Kai to come out. I mean, Zai and Puppey are doing a great job in making sure this Phantom Assassin is having a miserable time. This Arcane Curse is so difficult for her to deal with. It's 6 seconds that she can't do anything. And if she does anything, it's another 5 seconds added onto it. And by that time, the cooldown would come back. Ana is going to take so much damage from the Silencer. And even once she gets like a BKB or something like that, it's still so much sustained damage that will come after a team fight.
Top lane pings are made. Has No-Tail. He's going to go for the solo smoke to head up here. Try and help Seb get the pick off onto Yapzor. Yapzor, of course, been having a very good game so far with the Fishers. The smoke will be dispelled. No-Tail does end up walking into Puppey. Puppey's got his eyes on him. As No-Tail will be unable to make that rotation and gank potentially onto Yapzor. The information's there for Secret. They'll play it safe and get back.
And they get the ward that No-Tail was placing in that adventurous mission. And even though level 6 is available for Secret's Silencer with this global silence, they don't feel any need to use it. It's pretty much once mid one decides to start moving around the map and taking advantage of, you know, being a Storm Spirit, will Puppey start using that global silence to help him defensively.
It's going to be so hard for Topson in the midst of the fights to to do a whole lot. Anytime you hear or see that Rolling Thunder coming, you know the puppy's going to be hitting the global.
Yeah, which is why Seb is rushing this Eul Scepter. He knows that he is the quickest solution to take care of the Storm Spirit. If this global comes out, he'll just purge himself, get down, and then root the Storm Spirit.
See, they're on the hunt here up top. Mid one, he has got Dust prepared. Sentry's going to be down. It gets Vision there. Actually a little scared because Thompson's coming in with a haste rune. Gets the silence proc. The overgrowth set up with a Fisher. Blocking off Thompson into the global. He cannot get the Rolling Thunder off in time. Now he's the one in trouble. Zip forward, Dreamcore, Vortex. They drag him in. Thompson's dead. Secret quick to react to make sure that OG cannot find that jump that they hope for. The global's out and everything's put to a stop for OG.
See, now this game, I'm definitely on board with Thompson going for a utility build. He's got Greaves queued up, anything to purge off this global. That's the name of the game for all of these OG heroes, because if he gets globaled into a leash and he's not able to use his Rolling Thunder at all, he's not the hero that you want in the mid lane, getting such a high farm priority.
Looking towards Nisha, and instantly taking the root off with that Blade Fury on the side, no tail. He's trying to go in on top of Puppy, and with the Firefly, he will find it. They'll lose Jarek, surely, as Mid-One's still got enough mana to play with. He may even get a couple of these kills. The living armor! The turnaround, the soul by Jarex, he's still alive! They have the control to hold back Mid-One and Zai. Anna pops the stick charges, no tail, shrining up. Nisha will find the kill eventually onto Jarex. He's going to try for more with the Blade Fury. Thompson, he's up to the side, Fisher's over the two, but Anna's in! He kills off Mid-One! They've got the control for more! They'll look towards Zai. Zai being chased down by Anna. See if they can finish this puck off. In with the Phantom Strike, he's got another jump out to the side with the orb, turns with the Dream Coil to hold back Anna. Anna ticking to the sides with Thompson and Seb. Can they help him out? No, Echo's there. Slam down from Yapzor. A triple kill setup. Thompson still trying to find Zai. Phase shifts back up. Zai still on the retreat. Can Thompson get him? He can. Swashbuckle's there. He will find Zai. The question if he can get out, he'll have the Swashbuckle back up in a couple of seconds. Blade Fury's there. Swashbuckle's available down into the river. Gets the disarm onto the Shaker.
No mana for a Fisher yet.
Got another jump out with the shield crash. So Thompson, he will make it away. OG making the best of a bad situation there. At least able to find some kills in return for losing their cores. But still continues to be a hard game for all three of them. As you can see on the net worth, they're very level with one another, but it's around this 5k point. Whereas on the side of Secret, both Mid-One and Nisha jumping heavily ahead in farm. Nisha getting all the big kills in that fight.
All the big kills, all the experience, and they want to keep going.
In onto No Tail, Dragon with the Vortex, Global Silence as well to make sure there's no response from OG. As Mid-One's back out, easily safe. Kaya, 1k gold on top of it as well. You can only imagine the Puppy's intelligence continues to grow this game. I was still on the 18 actually, wasn't around for that one. It was just the global that he offered in. Maybe though if they find Anna, Mid-One unable to get the control before Anna's quick with the jump away. And Anna, he's come across that first hurdle, the 2k gold, pretty much has the demon edge, as he is going for the Battle Fury build this game. Feels that they don't have sort of the momentum to go straight for that Deso build. Knows that he's got to play the farm game.
Definitely not, and especially against a Silencer, going for anything ultra aggressive is just going to come back and bite you. Although Global is down now for a pretty substantial amount of time, still another minute and a half. So ideally OG can start to look for something, and four of the heroes are grouping up bot. They can start to try to take these towers, but despite being such an active game, every single tier 1 tower remains. And that's not too surprising on the side of OG, because they've got a Treant Protector.
Lane Mid-One tries for the zip. Fisher won't connect from Yapzor. So No Tail's fine. He's actually going to look for the lasso. TP's into, they have the chain locked down. They don't, not quick enough. Mid-One's able to get away. No follow-up in time to allow them to do anything with the lasso. Seb still down bottom. Eul Scepter pretty much done on this Treant. We can definitely expect to see Seb get a little more involved. Taking this tier 1 tower bottom as well, as you say. It's been a game where none of the towers have pulled as of yet. We could definitely see that being the case for a long time with OG having this living armor on their side.
Yeah, until Secret starts grouping up as 5, these towers are going to remain. I mean, we saw earlier there was a siege at the tier 1. Oh, but look at that. It's basically at 100% HP now. This bot tower, on the other hand.
Yeah, Secret themselves, no real way of holding the tower. They'll let it go. So Jax, they get the gold for it. Mid lane, starting to poke with Thompson. Does get the shield crash. And the living armor. Is starting to now make these sort of pick-offs that Secret were finding successful earlier a little harder to make. They've got to commit a little more to get the kills as quickly as they were in the early game. starting to slow down, and that could definitely benefit this Ana PA if he's able to hit his farming times.
They're slowing down, but they're slowing down with good intention. Yapzor has completed his Blink Dagger a few minutes ago, and Puck Zai is working his way to one, gonna have it in 200 gold. And then once those are up, once the global is back, you can keep finding good initiation.
Got eyes on Seb. Seb's in trouble, zipping from mid one, there's backup on the way. Yapzor's in with the control. They're trying to get in with that Rolling Thunder, but with the global silence, Topson cannot shield crash up to the high ground. They've got to now get out of there. They've lost Seb. Jump in with the Omni slash Nisha. He's found a second. They're even going to find Jerax as well. Caught in between the two of them. A Secret find 3. These global silences making it impossible for OG to play their lineup in these team fights.
Yeah, none of the purges are online yet. Still, Greaves still quite a ways away for Topson. Yule's still not online yet for that Trio Protector. Taking these fights is so very dangerous because they don't even have the Blink Daggers. It's not like they can initiate and then be like, okay, we can back off now.
Para o Tatu, Espiral.
Once the global comes out, how are you going to get away from a Dream Coil? How are you going to get away from a Storm Spirit with Ball Lightning and
Soluções do outro lado, vai silenciando. Storm.
It's just so hard for OG to fight anytime it's there. They've got to try and make something happen within that pretty long window when the global silence is unavailable for public. So far with the pace the Secret's been playing, it's proved to be very hard for OG to punish that opening.
And this is something that OG are kind of used to at this point. I mean, they've run no-tail Bad Rider so many times, and other teams would never dream of it. They're like, if my Bad Rider doesn't get BOTs in the first, like, 15 minutes, then why am I playing this hero? But OG know that, you can sacrifice a little bit of early game dominance, especially against a silencer where you know it's going to be difficult anyway to play a Bat Rider, and just hope that things will go well your way whenever you get the initiation items, maybe post 30 minutes.
This would be a big kill if they can find it. Seb with the vision set up onto mid-pond. Anna's on his way over, but already the Vortex control is going to make sure there's no overgrowth from Seb to follow up the initial route. Mid-one's able to zip back to safety.
Even if they get these disables, they need to hope they can chain it into a lucky shot, or maybe an ink swell. And honestly, Jerax's Groomstroke has just not been as much of a game breaker as he has been in previous games.
A lot of casualties in that laning stage for Jerax.
Exactly.
It was a tough lane down bottom, and Secret, they punished the hell out of it against OG. A lot of kills, getting Nisha that propulsion to get to this lead that he's at. 11k net worth at 21 minutes in. This Jug is hitting timings that Ana is struggling to keep up with for quite some time. I mean, he's nearly got the Manta style complete on Nisha.
Yeah, and then he can use Blade Fury at his luxury to get out of overgrowth.
8-0-8. They just haven't been able to kill him. This could be the case with pretty much all 3 of Secret's cores. They're very slippery. Nisha with the Blade Fury, Zai with the Orb, mid-one with the Zip. These are not easy targets to kill.
Sentry Ward's place scan comes out. Dire knows that Secret's on their high ground, and Seb is just dancing around. If he moves a little bit south, though, he might show up in the Sentry Ward, but Secret's gonna back off. Let this Storm Spirit start to siege up top, although, you're kind of wasting your time if you're just one hero against a Treant Protector trying to push a tower. They're going to move into Roche instead, and Treant Protector can't help that unless if he actually moves to the pit.
There's no way that OG can contest this Roche.
I mean, with the Topson Rolling Thunder, it has potential, but they already blew their scan on the high ground.
And Global's back up for Puppy.
Exactly. So they're not 100% sure where Secret even is, though, because they're not committing to this tier 2 push down bot. They're just kind of gathering up mid, and now it seems like a handful of heroes are converging, but this Roche is already too far gone at this point, and looks like the Storm Spirit's going to be a very, very happy.
Topson has got the Greaves out, so has got a way to remove those globals. There's the silence coming in. In fact, he's stunned up as well. He's not even going to get a chance to use the Greaves. Oh, it looks like he did, but it didn't matter. The stun control just means that he's wiped out of the game immediately. No tail as well, should tick down to the curse. Dream Core being used as well. Living Armor is keeping him alive a little bit. In fact, up on the cliff as well. They can't quite see him. Now they can, though. He shows himself. The Bat dead as well.
Oh god, this fire. Oh god. Oh, he needs mana. Okay, he's fine. Very surprising that they choose to take that engagement. I mean, again, it is Rolling Thunder inside of a Roche pit, so in theory, if you can make their way fast enough, then it's great. But he doesn't have a Blink Dagger on this Pangolier, it's a Greaves. So even if you do activate the Rolling Thunder on the high ground, the amount of time that it'll take you to make your way into the pit and start bumping around, the Aegis was already claimed, and maybe they thought that, okay, they have high ground vision of us, Storm Spirit's going to catch us if we try to disengage, but it was a very, very heavy commitment, and I suppose at the minimum, Global Silence was used, but Puppy's, dude, that's 26 in. This Silencer is not going to be able to get picked off in a team fight situation very, very quickly. He's got 2 chainmails. He knows what he's doing to survive against this Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, all about those arm items, Puppy. His bucklers, and as you say, the chainmails, that's the kind of stuff that he likes to rock. He knows the power of having that physical damage reduction at this point, especially against heroes like the PA. Ana, Battle Fury, 1,600 gold in towards the BKB. This game very much for OG about keeping this game going to allow him to get the farm set, but he's just going to walk straight up into the middle lane. We'll go for the self-fuels. Has the living armor, still has the overgrowth if he feels the need to pop it. Thompson jumps in with a swashbuckle. No-Tail in the fight as well. Ana going in, looking for those crits. Can he find it? The lasso control is there. Can they actually kill Nisha off? The bounces are true, but Ana, he's losing a lot of health for this. Overgrowth's going to be used, holding the 3 of them down, but mid-one still free to zap towards Jerax. Jerax getting nuked down low by these overloads. As Nisha gets the kill, Jerax is gone. OG, they have to be careful, they have to back up, they cannot afford to lose anyone else here. The jump forward, Yapso finds the Fisher, blink over from Zai, they've closed the gap. This PA in trouble, can Ana jump away once more towards No-Tail? The curse still going, he'll go immediately for the TP out, there's nothing to cancel it, he will escape, but Seb won't be quite as fortunate. And maybe No-Tail too, as he's trying to Firefly away, but Yapso jumps in, control once again from Yapso's Shaker, absolutely unbelievable. As 3 die on OG, 25-9 at 25 minutes in. Secret with a 12K gold lead.
This is the worst feeling as a Phantom Assassin, is when you can't even insta-give a support. Puppy Silencer had 25 armor when he was sitting underneath his tier 1 tower, so he went for a couple of Phantom Strikes, he went for the dagger, he couldn't finish him off, and he was like, all right, whatever. At this point, I'm not going to waste any more time with it. Tried to move on to the Storm Spirit.
And Thompson is going to be found down bottom. Zai spots him out with the Orb, the Dream Codes cancels the TP. Yapso and mid-one will finish him off. Surely he's got a swashbuckle, but it doesn't matter. The burst damage is there. The kill's being picked up for mid-one after that freshly found Bloodstone. As they're just racking up, so this infinite scaling. Puppy 32 stolen in.
It's getting very close to the point of no return right now for OG.
I mean, just looking at Nisha's items, he's just had the freest game ever on this jug. It really has worked out to be the perfect final pick for Secret, and Nisha's played it as such. 11-0-9, 4 minutes faster than the average. This Mjolnir timing, I mean, all of his item timings. This jug is just almost impossible for OG to deal with at this point.
Jug and the Storm Spirit as well, 15 Bloodstone charges. With an Arcane Rune, let's go.
Yeah, mid-one, he's just going in. He's looking for the squishies, looking for those easy picks, looking for those easy Bloodstone charges. As Jerax found alone. And even if he wasn't, it feels at this stage, mid-one's pretty free to zip in as he wishes. Especially with a minute left on that Aegis. Not really too much at all that he has to be scared of, especially when Puppy as well has Global Silence ready to utilize. He can just ball in and know he's going to have that global backup that makes it so hard for OG to do anything. As No-Tail, he'll come out of the base, but mid-one's already hunting him down. A Fisher from Yapso jump in as well. No-Tail's gone. More Bloodstone charges for the Storm. They'll try and chase towards Thompson. He has got the Greaves. Remove that curse and potential silence.
The lack of initiation is just killing OG right now, because Puppy has all the luxury of using global whenever he wants. The way to play against the Silencer is to force out useless globals.
We're seeing a heavy amount of TPing back here. They really want to find Ana. I think the full 5-man TP coming into play. It looks like mid-one did not get out. They'll kill Ana. Mid-one was left behind. Can they kill him 2 times? 10 seconds on the Aegis. It's in their best interest to not kill him too quickly, but they do. They do kill him before the Aegis is gone, so he's going to have that second life now to play with, and he's going to play with them. Straight in with the zip, global as well. They're in and with the silence on towards Jerax. Is there anything Thompson can do to save him? We'll pop the Greaves, and that will put mid-one off, going for more. Silence is out, on to Zai. Can they actually kill him off? Puppy comes in, Soulbind on the 2 of them, Lasso controlling the Silencer. Can OG get these kills? They should get some. Yapso in with the Echo Slam, the Omni-Slash follow-up from Nisha. As OG, 4 dead, triple buybacks will come out, but a 19K lead now, 32-9. Secret just keeping the show rolling.
Oh, that's brutal. Storm Spirit activates the Bloodstone before his first death, buys enough time for Zai's BOT puck to come in, and then Puck takes the focus. Everyone starts converging on him. Then Silencer comes in. He's like, hey, look at me. I'll get leashed along with the Puck. Everyone groups up to kill these two heroes. Mid one backs off, and then in comes Yapzor with an amazing Echo Slam.
And Seb. He's going to come out here. They have got a sentry down. Mid one's around as well. Seb will hide himself in the trees again, making sure that he doesn't get hit by the ball lightning. In terms of the info, as already, mid one has actually run out of mana. Do they have the damage to kill him? They've got the silence on him. Swashbuckle as well. Thompson's going to jump forward. They'll kill him off. It's a big, big kill for OG. Can they get more from it? They're looking at Nisha. Nisha, he has got a lot of teammates coming in though. Yapzor jumps forward with the silence proc from the lucky shot. This Shaker's jumped in. He's very tanky. There'll be a buyback from Midbomb ready to come into the fight. They're already backing OG No. They'll TP No Tail out. They will lose Jarek. Seb trying to get away, but Midbom's in. Vortex has control. They'll lose Seb. And they'll look to try and play for more here, utilizing that buyback of Midbon. See what more they can get. Midbon's going to head out to the side. He's low on mana. But Nisha can keep the push going on. 3,700 gold on this Juggernaut. He can start building into his butterfly.
Now, typically in these situations, OG starts cutting creep waves like crazy, but Secret are already ready for that. They've got the BOTs on Puck, and they've got a Storm Spirit who can easily back up and find whoever's trying to cut these creep waves, and despite Thompson being behind enemy lines, he has to do it from the high ground.
He does swashbuckle in, Midbon, straight towards the back lines, drags in onto No-Tail again. These fishes from Yapzor clip the two of them. No-Tail's dead, global silence used. They'll wait it out. OG will be able to move Thompson far enough away, so Secret can only just get the No-Tail kill. They won't get Thompson. Do have to be a little careful with the fact that they used that buyback on the Storm. Thompson as well. Can't afford to get too close to Nisha. Shield crash is there, but they're already in with the control onto him, and that's going to be Thompson in a whole lot of trouble. He tries to get the Rolling Thunder out. Can he escape? He's bouncing around incredibly low. Needs to somehow jump himself up to the high ground. He will get away. Thompson will survive. Anna, BKB used, has got the ability to jump over towards safety on the high ground. He'll get away and out of that. OG were able to take Puppy down.
Thompson lives, but that's a 10-second BKB being spent for Anna for ultimately just one support kill. And now Roche has the potential to respawn in a minute.
Seb's got to be careful, but the dust is there on him. Has got the Yules to remove it, but another dust is there, ready to follow it up. He cannot get the overgrowth out. Yapzor Echo Slam as Anna gets baited into this. Drag back as well. Jarek, can he do anything to save Anna? He will allow the chance for Anna to jump over to the side. Thompson tag teams in, goes in with the swashbuckle. Zai still on top of Anna and Jarek. They're both silenced. Anna, he's got to keep on the retreat. Another Fisher. Yapzor, he clips onto Anna. Over to Jarek. Midbon's in. He's low on the mana. They're the silence. Jarek's making sure that Anna has a chance to get up to the high ground. TP over from No-Tail coming in as well, but the jump in from Zai. The new damage from the orb. Anna is dead. He does have buyback available. He's gone for 60 seconds if he doesn't use it. As Secret pushing onto the tier 3s. No-Tail will go for the lasso. There's the buyback from Anna. What can they do? Fish is out, and Secret will back. They'll respect the PA buyback. And Seb coming back into the game as well. Thompson instantly silenced. Greaves used. He has the Rolling Thunder. Can he lock down any of them long enough for the rest of OG to get in? Anna, Inkswell's on him. They jump in. The Inkswell, it's there. Rolling Thunder, the bounces are enough. No, the Fisher from Yapzor stops the Rolling Thunder coming back over. Nisha goes for the TP out of the Blade Fury, and he's away. He's out of there, back to safety. Despite OG's best attempts, they couldn't quite get that jug.
I guess Grimshark wasn't available. Well, the Soulbind wouldn't have leashed to anyone, so yeah, with Lasso being down, Blade Fury TP gets him out of what should have been near certain death, and Nisha continues his 0-death streak, 16-0 and 14 right now on this Juggernaut.
Some of these KDAs are just looking ridiculous. We just saw Yapzor as well. With the amount of involvement that he's had, these assists going off the charts, 27 assists on his Shaker.
And it's such a great game for him because he doesn't have to be the first one to initiate. He's letting mid one take care of it. And as soon as everyone starts gathering up on this Storm Spirit, Yapzor finds the opportunity to immediately come in and smash like 2 or 3 people. Which is available, thanks Zai.
And it is indeed, and with the lead that Secret out, they're very free to go for it as they wish. Very hard for OG to fight around these points, even with having like the Pango Thompson with the Rolling Thunder. It's just not enough at the moment. Secret have so much counterplay.
They're going to smoke up as the Juggernaut enters the Roche pit alone. The rest of Secret will look for a pick.
Scans there from OG, so they know for sure the Secret's in here.
They don't look like they're willing to challenge it, though. They know what they're up against. They know fighting into a global when pretty much only 2 of your heroes have a purge. Well, I guess 3. You got the BKB on the Phantom Assassin, you got the Yules on the Treant Protector, and you got the Greaves on the Pango.
We have an Aegis for Nisha. Secret, we'll see what more they can find. They are still yet to break the base. Tier 3's dual stand for OG. Still that power of the Septriant. They can prolong the game, keep those towers safe. Jerax tries for the TP out, but Yapzor, he's got him read like a book. Jerax caught and found out. As Jerax having pretty much the polar opposite of a game that Yapzor's having. A lot of deaths on this Grimstroke. It has not been a great time for him.
Just want to point out a quick 42 int on this silencer. No big deal, top lane.
They might just be about to be even more as Notel, found by the 2 of them, trying to shove these waves out. Zai and Puppey will get him. Anna and Thompson, they are coming over, but there's mass TPs coming in from Secret. Secret have 4 heroes here. They're going to try and jump. The silence is out. Anna now popping the BKB. They really want this silence to death. They will get him, but Puppey, insta buyback. He's ready to turn back up to the fight, and Anna's BKB is about to fall low. Anna needs more help, but there's the jump. Yapzor, the lockdown with the Echo. Overgrowth is not enough to allow Anna to get back to safety as Anna dead for 100 seconds. Seb also gone. OG tried to force something, but Secret with the lead that they have just make it impossible for OG to get those quick kills. Sure, they get in onto the silencer, but it just takes too long at this stage of the game to kill him.
I mean, even if they were able to get it, that just seemed like a frustration maneuver. They didn't have the Grimstroke around. Like, maybe if you get a Phantom Assassin who can jump in with an Inkswell, quickly be able to eliminate the silencer, it would be fine. But only half of OG were there. So being able to, going into that when you know Global's going to be up, when you know the enemy Tier 1 tower is still up, it just seems like OG are just scrambling for something and not finding anything.
Sort of poking and prodding on this top lane, but Mid1, he's in. Has used a lot of his mana to close this gap. The silence will connect on him. Living armor on Notail. We'll keep him fine for now as he gets away with the Firefly. Mid1, not with the mana to continue to chase. Will mean the Notail can TP back to the fountain. But the base in potential trouble. Living armor, will it be enough to slow down Secret? Stop them from getting this tier 3? I don't think so. With the damage that Nisha's sporting at the moment. Another living armor only slows down the inevitable. The tower's gone. Secret onto the racks. 30 seconds still without Anna, without that big hard-hitting PA that they need. Means that Secret will walk up, claim the melee racks for free. They'll take the ranged racks as well. 24 seconds still to play with. Anisha wants to keep the tempo up, keep the pressure on. Mid lane tower being pressured as well. And they're holding back Thompson. He walks in, instantly gets stunned. He needs help and he needs it fast. Glimmer is upon him as well as the living armor. Thompson goes for the rolling thunder. They'll jump in with a shield crash. He has got brilliant control here. In fact, can he kill the 2 of them off? The overgrowth's there as well. They've killed off Yapzor. Zai in. Dream coil onto the 3 of them. Notail silenced up. They still haven't killed off Nisha. Nisha's still alive. Finally falls. They'll pop the Aegis. Notail buys back for this. They're throwing everything into this one OG and they have to. Can they get Nisha a second time? The Inkswell, the stun, but Global. Zai in again. The 5-man waiting with. Nisha turns. Anna's popped the BKB. Can he commit for a kill? Looks to Zai, but the phase shift's there. Zai continue to play around with him. He's Julesed up. Can he jump out again? Yapzor in with the Echo. That's Anna dead. Seb's gone as well. Thompson's out of the game. Thompson, he has buyback, but Seb and Anna do not. Mid1, he's found Notail as well. Yapzor's Fisher sets up another. The Glimmer Cape will buy some time, but Notail still falls. As Thompson, he fought back for this. Omni slash for Nisha finishes off the job. GG is called. And Secret will take game 1 of this best of 3. And Secret, they look to be on top form. That was a very, very scary performance from them.
I don't think OG are going to first phase Thompson Pango again. Yet again, the utility build, while you can justify someone to deal with the silencer, it just wasn't dealing any damage. And even though that last fight, the Rolling Thunder could have been amazing, the Puck Aghanim's Dream Coil just put a cork in that. And Secret come out looking just overwhelmingly dominant.
They really did. The play all around, the draft as well just looked to be brilliant. This final pick Jug, Nisha made it look like a genius pick. He's 20, 0, and 18. Nothing could be done to stop this Jug. Puppey ends the game, 54 intelligence stolen.
Perfection.
This is Team Secret at full form. OG struggling heavily in this first game. They've got to pick it up massively in game 2 if they want to try and swing this series around. But as it stands, Secret take game 1.
Yeah, and in what fashion? Whew, as soon as the game started, Grant mumbled something like, "Oh, it's gonna be the mid-1 show," and it kind of is what happened, at least at the start. They were on fire, Grant.
They played like the #1 team in the world, and the craziest thing, right? We go back to, but OG 2-0'd VP in 20-minute games, and Secret just kind of caught OG with their pants down, made them look pretty bad.
Yep. I think it was a near flawless game.
Yes.
However. Like they executed flawlessly. I was talking about the difference between strategy and tactics. I don't think OG had a superior strategy, and Secret played, I think, about as well as you can expect a team to play.
Yeah.
Nisha didn't die. He had like
Yes.
over 70% kill participation in a game with 50-something kills.
And that's just insane.
Like,
yeah, and then you look at, go on, sorry.
He was just so smart.
He was.
He had
I mean,
so much intelligence.
He really was. And then you look at like the first 3 picks, right? You had the Silencer, Earthshaker, Storm. Multiple times we saw them. They're like, we're going to kill this Storm so easily. Global goes up. Fisher comes out. Your first 3 picks, like, even though that Nisha, you know, had a 20-0-20 game or whatever, those first 3 picks honestly won him the game.
Yeah, and I think that OG didn't really get the edge that I'm looking for them to have if they're going to take something in the series. I think that of all teams, you know, I think of EG, Secret, OG, VP. Okay?
Okay.
More than any other team throughout their long history of success, right? That's why I'm lumping them together.
Yeah.
OG has, lack of a better word, abused advantages they found within the game, right? So for the first couple of majors, it was illusions, it was radiance, it was these Chen Enchantress heroes, and they found a way. Like it's about dealing your damage either more effectively or in a way the enemy side can't handle. This game, they do their typical, you know, the PA tree stacking damage reduction with the evasion, with the shield crash, etc., etc. But Ana isn't online. He has to buy a Battle Fury, and it's just not enough. They never actually got a point where their core was online until it was far too late, and Secret had a huge advantage in the game.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the lane bottom, right? So top lane, it started off, it was just Zai, and he was versus the tree, which actually Zai was losing that lane, but it was a 2v1 lane. The Bat Rider was up there as well. And then once, like, the hero was forced to rotate down bottom, it's tough going into we said, Silencer tri-lane, and you have a Bat Rider PA going against
impossible.
it. You're never going to cast spells. Like, this Silencer pick actually made so much sense.
Yep, and I agree. And it forces the BKB on Ana. He has to get the Battle Fury just so he can scale. And just, man, OG, they make their bread and butter is picking these late game cores, right? The Trolls, the PAs, and they come online earlier than you expect because of the damage amp. You know, even going back to the day when they had Bloodseeker plus some core. And that allows them to buy, say, a Vlad's into this more Nisha-like build where you see in this game, he's going like the super ramp jug build. Drums, Yasha, Maelstrom, like straight up each item just increasing in cost by like 200-300 gold, which allows him to both increase his farming speed, but also remain the top net worth and strongest hero on the map.
Yeah, and I will say the tree, I have no problem with. I honestly would not hate to see tree more in the future. The problem is you have to build around it, and that can be tough, right? Like, because it takes away from one of your core positions, but I like the tree.
I do too. I just think that the PA can't, after the nerfs, and especially in a game where you need a BKB to play Dota, it just isn't, it's just not enough. There's no real sustained damage output from the OG side. Not to mention Bat, Grimstroke, Treant. Like, these heroes are great at setting up damage, but who's actually dealing it? That's the problem. And Secret's too good to let you get level 25 on a PA.
Yeah, and you say you like Treant, but do you like it as a position 3 Treant?
I think you kind of have to, because you need the levels.
Okay.
Like tree, like who can, like farm, yeah, that's great and all, but the levels are like what makes him good. Once, because we saw Sebi went the 4-0-4 build. Once you get that, you can just roam around. If you don't lose a team fight, you're never going to lose a tower. We even saw, like, it took Secret, honestly, they were up 25,000. It was tough for them to push because you can't just chip away against that hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's 42-13, right? And yet the game is still...
Tier 3 is at full HP, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, you know, a team of a lower class probably gives OG more of a chance to come back into this. But Secret did a great job playing around their win conditions, which in my eyes is just a support duo in comparison to what OG has. They have Echo, they have Silence Relative. If these spells are available, Secret can find and kill whoever they want at will. Yeah. And we saw that over and over and over again. Nisha ends the game, what, 20-0-18?
Yeah, pretty good. And then we always talk about the... go on, sorry.
No, it was pretty good. I would say it was amazingly good.
I would say one of the probably the best performances of the
Yes.
tournament. Like maybe not like playing overall skill-wise, but for scoreline.
As far as stats go,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can say, but it all starts in the laning phase, right?
Yep.
It's true. And you know what? When we opened the draft, we saw the Pango first pick. We saw Storm second pick on the side of Secret. And the first thing you guys told me was that, you know, this Pango, you don't want to put him up against the Storm because you don't want to give mid-1 this free Storm game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened.
I think that the Bat pick is the one that's the most egregious to me. I love the Pango first, but when you take Bat and then it's countered in the lane, you have to force it onto No-Tail. And I just don't see him. I want No-Tail like this MVP 5 position, one of the best microers in the world. I want him on one of his signatures. When you look at their TI run, No-Tail only played a handful of heroes, and he was first picking them for himself. Batrider is not something I think that belongs in his 5 top selections. It's not for the patch and not for him as an individual.
Yeah, and just Pango versus Storm. Oh, well, there you see it. It's actually going to be Yabsor. You know, there might be some arguments around town a little bit, but
I mean, he played pretty well as well.
I mean, that's the problem. They all 5, like, no mistake. Zai, he did it again. They all just played perfectly. What can you do?
One of the things that we said was going to maybe be something that Secret was going to have trouble with was that their cooldowns are very long.
Yes.
And you can only find around these big cooldowns, which, you know, on hindsight, obviously didn't prove too much of a problem, but partially that's because when the ultimates were used, it had such a big impact, like Yapsor's Echo Slams.
Yeah, and they were already so far ahead, right? So at that point, mid-1, obviously, he doesn't have a long cooldown. All you need is like a Fisher, and all of a sudden mid-1 can just kill any support in the game, so they could just fall back to farming and doing pickoffs while they came off cooldown.
Yep. It's just really not much to say.
Dude, it's hard to talk about this. They just played they played so perfectly without just having the whole game and painting the picture. Like, what are you going to do? Best team in the world.
That's a good point.
It is a
But we
tough
got to
matchup.
figure it out for them. That's what we got to do right now.
Well, I hope that they are going to figure it out for themselves. I mean, it's one thing for us to figure it out for them, but I think they need to figure it out as well. And during the game or towards the end of the game, you guys said, you know, there's a lot of praise and a lot of problems to talk about for this one.
Yeah.
So which other problems haven't we talked about for this game 1 just yet?
I think OG have to mind. The drafts to me are, you know, one of my favorite phrases is simple, not easy. Okay, and you look at what OG does, and it's relatively simple, but it's very difficult to routinely get it all the time. And you look at their series against there's VP in the upper bracket, right?
Yeah.
They there was the Drow game with the fresh Abaddon that they demonstrated was worthy of a first 2 ban, which Secret took care of, and then the late pick PA into Mag.
Yes.
But that was disguised. Whereas now they've kind of revealed, hey, and to be
We're
fair,
gonna do
that was the series they had to win, because that's the series that I think qualifies them to TI.
Yeah.
Unless there's some miraculous run from like 3 or 4 different teams in our final major. So they just have to secure the lanes a bit better. I think putting No-Tail on a different hero might accomplish this.
Agreed.
And in addition, think about like the damage amp. Anna had no help in that game. You can keep him alive, but he couldn't deal damage. The whole draft couldn't. So as long as Secret are just literally there with their spells active, OG's never going to be... How many times do we see a silence on the Rolling Thunder? Or during it, as you said, where now he's unable to... Yeah, he can't leap. I think there was a fight where he wanted to
in the
hop...
river.
Yeah, and he wanted to hop on the cliff, but there's a silence. And that's like that... I call it like the top of the stack, right? If it's like a card game thing, where you keep playing cards until somebody's like, oh, no, well, here's my super rare. Like, you lost. And in that game, Secret has, I'd say, both in the dunk and specifically Puppy's Big Ultimate, which is one of my favorite heroes to play as a 5 because you're the guy in control. Do we want to fight yet? No. 30 seconds on ult.
And you're not.
Go farm.
You listen to him.
Yeah.
Every time.
I don't think that matters in terms of which heroes he plays. You'll listen to him regardless.
That's true as well. I think the other thing, I mean, we saw the Grimstro again, right? And the problem, I still think the hero's good with the melee cores they had, but when you're doing a trial, it just comes back to the silence.